make money. I have to pay Ben bills. You know, I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben taxes. Bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to. If you want to sit here and you want to pretend like you're holier than thou, I'm better than those content creators, man. Because I have a job where I work 9 to 5 and I bust my ass at my job and I earn a paycheck, man. And then I come home, see? I'm not on the internet begging for money all day, man. See, I'm better than them, man. No, you're not any better. Everyone's the same. No one's better than anybody else. Get your ass out there and fucking work, bitch.
For now.
That is a business related, and I do still have it.
WWE champion time. Go.
Thanks for the money, stupid fuck.
I love it. Go.
By eBay.
Hell!
It's been tough. I always think that it's my fault.
Drinking gin.
Yep, I'm toxic. I love Hulk Hogan's dick. My ass is so fucking stretched.
Oh, no you didn't, you motherfucking piece of shit cocksucker. Mark my fucking words. I'm coming for you.
For now.
Go.
Thanks for the money, stupid fuck.
I love it. Go.
By eBay.
Hell!
Hateful slurs. Lame brain pieces of dumb fucking hateful slurs.
Why am I toxic?
I love it.
Hey, Mr. Brunel, you there?
I am present.
Right, I understand. He's claiming that he's got $5,000 a month in expenses and only $5,000 a month in income, and net's about $35.
It's Tevin's fault.
The topic I want to discuss is depression. Depression is not a joke. It's not something to be joked about with. You are not alone. You are not a horrible person because you have this. It's not your fault.
Hello, everyone. We are here with the 8th edition of the Phoning It In show, and we have a very special edition for you. It's not just me today, and it's not just Sam today. The one, the only Meerkat is joining us today. Meerkat, how you feeling today? Nice to have you on the show.
Hey everybody, I'm back. I'm on this show that we're doing today and phoning people in and answering questions or whatever we do on this show. I don't know, I'm not here usually.
And Sam, as you're the old regular, how are you feeling today as well?
Incredibly hot, as anyone in this country will know right now. We're not used to this, and most of us have had enough of it.
So I think it's worth asking, though, because Meerkat, we get questions every week. You have been here for the last 2 weeks. Let us know. Update on your life. Before we get to all the calls from all the legends in the chat, of course. Update on your life, Meerkat. How's it going? Don't get too in-depth. Don't dox yourself, but how's it going, man?
Yeah, I've been working and lurking and trying to keep up with this nonsense on Twitter. But man, this guy's fucking crazy. And I watched all the Review Tech USA nonsense today, and this is completely off the fucking rails. His whole I'm really fucking angry right now. That whole rant was complete word salad nonsense. So yeah, that's been existence.
I want to know your thoughts on, because I know you are kind of less of. I also don't like Rich. Obviously, I don't like his content. I don't like much about him. But I thought his video was pretty good. I wanted to ask you this: how did you think What did you think of his video, the rebuttal video that he clearly put a little work in? You know, there was a script clearly. What did you think about that?
Yeah, the video. I enjoyed the video.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. I thought he was right. I agreed with his points. Except in the beginning when he said, "I don't think Phil is a bad person," which is kind of fucking bizarre. But okay, Rich, fine. I think Rich went into this for some fun. He knew what he was going into, and he got exactly what he wanted. He got the response that he wanted from DSP, and he made himself look like a fool. I mean, Phil.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, that's basically what I think happened.
Oh well, there it is, folks. I was kind of wishing we didn't do this first because I want to have a special surprise for this, but we got our first super chat ever on That Being Said podcast. Thanks so much, Amertus da Silva. Thanks so much, my friend. That gets us,
big ups, dude.
Hey, we're pretty far. That gets us closer to our goal. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We have no goals. That's just cool, man. Thanks so much. There's no goals. We don't have any goals in the show. Just forget about it. But that's awesome. Our first super chat. Thanks so much. You are a legend forever. But let that being said, Sam, I'm gonna ask you though. What did you think of that? Before we gotta get. This is a call-in show. I just want to talk to my friends here, as you can see, talk to my boys here. But we got a lot of callers to get to. But Sam, I do want to know your thoughts of a quick thought on the Review Tech USA nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of him. I don't know too much about him. I'm basically with you guys. You know, I think he made all the right points. He got the right reaction out of Phil. And it's, you know, you just take him a bit more seriously, I guess, for me anyway. You know, just because, you know, everything what he does, maybe not what he says, but everything he kind of does and the way he presents it is just a little bit more sort of professional. And I just kind of like, you know, I kind of like that about him, I guess, from the little I've seen. You know, he's got a nice setup and whatever. Although I did listen to his a bit of his live stream, I think after the DSP reaction, and his sound effects have got to go, man. That was terrible.
Yeah, I was like, all right, maybe I was a little bit turning, right? 1% turn, like, okay, Review Tech USA, he has some good thoughts. I'm kind of into it. But then that stream, what was that? I was like, all right, never mind. Never mind. Leaving this nonsense again. It just was bad. But anyways, we're not here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about whichever you want to talk. Jay of Cornwall coming in hot. We got another comment here. I appreciate you wearing a hat, even though we are nowhere near the hat goal. I apologize that this isn't a tip. I understand that while this is helpful in the long run, tips are the liquidity, and they are the liquidity of this business for sure. Thanks, guys. You guys are really awesome. But let's get to our first voicemail. And another thing you have to know, Meerkat, on the show is you can't hear the voicemails, only I can. So we're going to listen. Everyone's going to listen to it. And then I'm going to give you the quick recap. So here we go with our first voicemail, 20 seconds long. Here we go.
Which of the 7 deadly sins do you think that Phil embodies the most?
Ooh.
Greed is massively strong, but I think gluttony and pride are good candidates too.
Awesome. That's a good question. Which of the 7 deadly sins does Phil embody the most, in your opinion? That's a great question. It's easy. You know, the first answer that comes to mind is obvious, but I'll let Sam, you go first. What do you think is the 7 deadly sin that embodies Phil the most, or Phil embodies the most?
It's a tough one. It's hard to look past greed, isn't it? But I think there's a few that you could. I'm just now looking at the list, and I'm like, yeah, it's Phil. Yeah, that's Phil. Yeah, that's Phil. Yeah, pride, that's Phil. But you know, greed is the one that comes to mind for sure. Yeah, definitely.
How about the Meerkat? What do you think?
All right, I have them all pulled up, and let's get through them. Pride, number 1. He is Mr. King of fucking hate. He has a massive ego on that guy.
Yep.
Number 2, lust. He is Mr. Masturbated on live stream.
That's
Number
true.
3 is anger. He is Mr. The Raging Gamer. Angry gamer. Angry rants and very passionate expression of his wrath. Then we have gluttony. Well, he does have gout, so there you go. Envy, because he's jealous of PewDiePie and everybody else, who is a little bit bigger than Phil. And sloth, because he's a lazy fuck. So basically all of them. And there's one that is going to be a little bit hard for me to pronounce. Covetousness?
Yeah,
The strong desire for possessions. Well, it speaks for itself. I'm going to let the viewers figure that one out. So what is this, 7 out of 7, 100%?
Yeah, I think the only one that he might not have is, I mean, he does have lust, but that's probably the least of his worries. He literally goes for all 7, so that is pretty intense there. My guess, I would say, is sloth it? I think it might be sloth for me. Obviously, my mind goes right to greed, though, so maybe my final answer is greed, with a sloth being the nice little bit behind. But let's get to our first caller here, and we're going to get you in the chat here. Another legend here to talk to us. Thank you so much, by the way, to Kirby Souls. You are a legend and will forever live in history as a legend. Lefty, you are in the house. How are you feeling today, my friend? Question or comment? The floor is yours.
Hey, pretty good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. I actually left the voicemail because I actually at work. I didn't think I'd be able to speak, but I have a theory about the whole Rich from Review Tech USA thing.
Okay.
And like you guys were saying when you watch that video, it's like it's a pretty good video. It's very like non lolcow like compared to what we're used to with like DSP and wings and stuff. And my theory is that Rich pretends to be a lot stupider than he actually is because he realizes there's a lot of money to be made if he can amass an army of haters or poach haters from Phil. So because like he was probably on the sidelines with the rest of us while the Keemstar stuff was going on, and he's like, I mean, if I were him, I'd be asking, why am I not being offered 50 grand to sign on to go do a podcast? Why is it, just these A-list lolcows and not me? And then how do I become an A-list lolcow so that I'll be offered those opportunities when the time comes? And so I think he's doing it on purpose. I think everybody here is underestimating him. I'm not saying he's a genius, but I think we're underestimating him. I think he's playing chess and we're all playing checkers.
Ooh, okay. Sam, I'll throw it to you first. Agree, disagree with this man's thoughts? I think it's an interesting theory for sure.
With it being like a new theory to me, I'm not going to have the most concise answer, I guess. But you know what? I do like it because his motivations have been quite muddled. Phil will be the first person to say and did say, he's your friend 1 second and then this the next and all that. So yeah, I get the feeling you might be onto something there. Like he doesn't know what he wants, but he knows he wants to make something out of it, I guess.
Yeah, I think Rich kind of follows where he can get the views, I guess. That's what I think. It feels like to me, right? A hot topic, I'll talk about this. Oh, Phil is kind of interesting as a new topic I might be able to go back to many times. That's what I feel too, but I'm not sure if it was like planned out that well, but you never know. Meerkat, any extra thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it seems pretty viable for him to be going in to this because he sees how many people are talking about it. We're talking about it right now. He knows how YouTube works, just like Keemstar does, and he knows what people find entertaining.
Yeah.
And he was right. We watched his video, we thought it was okay. I've heard that he is kind of a lolcow, but I don't see it. With lolcows, there's like an X factor to it where you kind of get it. Like with Cyrax and King Cobra and the other dudes, you just kind of get it. But with Rich, he's kind of like more of a well-adjusted kind of guy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think he's more average, and he's got those moments of self-awareness that it's necessary in the definition for a lolcow not to have that. Like that video was a good example of like, hey, he's got a high level of awareness of what's going on here, and he'd make a point, and I would listen to it, and I'd be like, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. It was coherent. It wasn't like a drunken stupor like we're used to. So, like you said, the X factor, he doesn't have it because he's got too many breakthroughs of awareness and normalcy. So I don't think it's going to work. I just thought it was an interesting idea.
Yeah, that's a good thought, Lefty. And I'll let you go with that, but thanks so much, my friend.
Cool.
Awesome, Lefty. Their first caller in the house. Here, we're going to go to another voicemail. That's definitely an interesting thought. I'm going to think about that a little more because maybe Rich is onto something here, playing us all here. I had that thought too on Twitter, as you saw. Maybe if you check my Twitter, you saw that. It was really weird how it was like an orchestrated thing, right? Like Phil has this huge WWE Champions is on everyone's lips. They're saying it all the time. Phil is clearly worried about it. Rich comes out with this video that is just the best content for Phil to kind of fire back on, right? With a vengeance, as we saw, which was we're gonna get into that Sunday more, I'm sure, but it was quite the talk, quite the rant there from Phil. And then ViewTech USA, like, oh, I'm gonna get back at Phil tonight on this stream. It was very kind of wrestling-ish for me a little bit there. I don't know if they're kind of working together here, but I think they both kind of see the opportunities that they provide each other and took advantage of that. Let's get to a voicemail here from New Vista, 25 seconds. Let's get to it. Here we go.
Hey guys, here's a quick one for you. How do you think DSP's attitude would change if his WWE Champions account got closed down? Personally, I think he would either not bring it up or would spin it in some way as if to say, oh, another one of my personal accounts just got hacked or something. But if he did that, at that point, he would pretty much be admitting that was him. But I just kind of wanted to know what your thoughts were on that.
Interesting. So the question is, what if his WWE Champions account got hacked? Would he respond to it? Would he kind of call for his chat to help? Say like, oh my God, the trolls got to me again? Or because then it would kind of admit he's playing it a lot, I guess. I don't know. What do you guys' thoughts on that? I'll go with you first, Mr. Meerkat.
He's never gonna admit that. No, that's gonna be the hill that he's gonna die on. He can't admit that. There's just too much at stake for him to admit it.
I
Come
agree.
on.
I agree.
How, if he admits this, how is anybody ever supposed to believe him ever again? Even the people that trust him the most. He's been saying for years it's not true. And then he snitched on himself, showed his own phone, with the game on the fucking phone. Come on. This guy is goofy.
Anything else to that, Sam?
Yeah, I think he would he'd want to reach out to someone and have a moan, you know, but we know, don't we, that he's got his own little sort of community separate to his you know, his normal audience, whether that's on Discord or whatever, or some other, or the Line app, you know, who knows. But you know, I'm sure there's other people he can whinge to about it if that ever happened.
Definitely.
I don't think he'd ever come to his regular audience.
Yeah, that's true. But what if there is overlap between those two audiences? Because you can't have somebody who plays WWE champions and can be in a different community and be with such kind of high profile for considering the game is such a obscure fucking game. And maybe somebody's gonna guess who he is, and I don't know. Like the first time with a bunch of messages that that leaked on Discord when he used to be in guilds and stuff, he used to talk about getting pulls and so on and so forth.
Yeah, that's true. Nothing really to add there. I think you're right. I think Meerkat's on the ball there for that one. So let's go to our next caller here. We're gonna go to many time caller. I think it's called in every single show here. Jimmy, let's get you in here.
That's a call streak.
Yes, the call streak is going. Jimmy has like an 8 call streak, I believe. Jimmy, I think you might be tied for the lead right now. Jimmy, I don't know if you're happy about that, you're sad about that, whatever. But congratulations. What's your question or comment, my friend?
You tipped me $100. I ain't buying 10th call streak, you guys. You gotta keep it going.
No, I kind of wanted to comment on one of the weird things that he said that really caught my eye in the Rich Rant was he talked about how he wants to be remembered for his online legacy, and in comparison to how he will be remembered, which is the guy who masturbated on live stream.
Oh yeah, that was good.
It's like you don't really get to choose that though. Like that's not something he can really choose. And I don't see why he doesn't understand that. For someone who's been streaming for as long as he has, he seems to not understand how like the internet works.
Yeah.
Like even though like Pro Jared is like far past the whole scandal shit and it was all proven fake, or most of it was. I don't really know the whole story, but I know a lot of it was proven fake. He's still probably going to be remembered for just that. And Phil is going to be remembered for the cum face or the supposed cum face.
Yeah.
But it's such like weird arrogance that he has, that he feels like he's entitled to be remembered in a positive light just because he's been shitting out really poor content for the past 15 years. Like because you've been there the longest doesn't mean that you are you're not entitled to positive opinions just because you've been on shit mountain the longest, you know.
yeah. I mean, he thinks he has control of a lot of things that he doesn't have any control on. I think it's fair to say, you know. But
he has zero control over anything most of the time. The only thing he has control of is the chat. So
yeah, like everything he has control of, he does poorly. So like, it's better he doesn't have control of things, you know. Like, what is he? One thing I want to talk about on Sundays, like his game choices these days are really, really what's going on. I have no idea what's going on here with his game choices. Like Toy Story 3, a game from 10 years ago, literally one person talked about before the year 2022. One person, and then it's like all of a sudden I gotta play it. What the hell's going on?
What are you talking about, dude? They've been asking about it for tens of dozens of years. Thousands of people have been asking about it.
Exactly.
Phil, you should play Toy Story 3, emulated from the PS1 over PlayStation Now or whatever it's called now.
Yeah, it's like, go ahead, Jimmy.
The fucking baby game he's playing for just, I don't know, the one person I remember is this weird obsessive guy who really likes the Monsters Inc. game.
Yeah.
And Derek. And it's just like, that's the only two people I can think of who are asking for it. These really, really scary individuals. These people who are super scary. Like, I'm terrified of Derek because I just think one day he's going to end up on the news and we're never going to forget him. Like,
you're not wrong. Yeah, because it's like he acts like there people were picketing in front of his house for this Toy Story 3 game. And literally, there's a dude named Joe. I don't know about any Joe, but Joe had a year-long quest. Literally, there was like 2 years in between his first request and his second request, right? One person, and he went 2 years. He's like, Phil, you want to play Toy Story 3? He mentioned like 4 times in 2 years. So clearly he wants Phil to play Toy Story 3. But I don't even know if Joe's around anymore, you know?
he's probably fucking dead in a ditch somewhere, and he still is like, he could be dead somewhere. And Phil's just like, everyone was asking me to play this game.
That'd be interesting to compare, yeah. I wonder. Hmm.
For a guy who's been doing this for as long as he has, you'd think he'd be a bit more coherent and understand his audience a bit more. But it just looks like he's flailing to see what sticks. And I guess the actual baby game, the actual fucking baby game, Toy Story 3, is what's sticking.
Why is chat saying we're muted?
For some reason, you were muted for a second. It
gone?
should be fine now. Let me know if it's back. Can you talk?
Are we back?
We should be back now. Yep, we're back. Help! Help!
Sorry I cut you off like that, but I see thousands of people are complaining.
Yeah, that was a good interruption there, Meerkat, because I didn't see it till too late. But I think we're back.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Okay, we're back.
Repeat word for word what you just said. Don't
rails.
change any words. Say the exact same thing. Go ahead. Just kidding. Yeah, no, but that's a good. Basically, Jimmy was talking about how a lot of people didn't follow Phil. You know, the chat is kind of two different groups of people now. The people from Twitch didn't really follow. Not everyone followed from YouTube. You know, and like, it's just weird. I don't understand the game choices going on now. Final Fantasy 7 gets money, right? I mean, that's a game that clearly people support. If I'm Phil, I'm playing that every fucking stream. Who gives a shit? You can play that for a long time, you know?
That's just the pure nostalgia trick, though. And then there's the multiverses thing, which is he's playing that just because it's hype. Like, it's the hype new thing. And you can tell he wants to drop it just because he can't get money.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a hype thing. It's he's kind of going through the phase where he wants to get viral. And it's like, we've been seeing that throughout the past 4 months maybe or something. We've been trying to get viral. And now it's like, oh, I'm going to play multiverses to try and get big because, you know, I'm a fighting game guy. And this is a fighting game. And it's like, it's just not working out, Phil.
Yeah.
Maybe you just drop it. I mean, who's going to watch? It's like the Halo thing. Like, he thought Halo was really going to bring people to his channel. It's like, how many people? I mean, if you're going to watch someone play Halo, who are you going to watch? Are you going to watch like Dr. Disrespect, or are you going to watch Phil?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Especially as he's not doing multiplayer as well. Like,
yeah, who wants that?
Really
Who wants that? You know, if you're watching that, you want skill or entertainment, and Phil has neither of those. So what am I watching for? Yeah. You know, but
exactly.
Who wants to watch Boomerman play fucking Halo for 5 hours? Like, it's fun to watch someone like Dr. Disrespect because he has like charisma, like he's entertaining. Yeah. But it's just Phil. It's just going like, so I'm going. Oh, is this a shield? Does this protect me? Oh, what's this?
This is what I always kind of think about Phil, though, is that he's got like, other than like the negative things about him, there's no like hook, there's no like there's no niche, is there? It's just like, watch me play this game until I can say I've beaten it, and that's it. You know, and then
I think the selling point is that it's raw. I think that is kind of the point. That it's raw, the pure gaming experience.
Yes,
but I don't think
my favorite comment
is in demand.
My favorite comment he said last week was, "I'd give you legit playthroughs." What's a legit playthrough?
Legit.
Because he does
looking at guides.
He's looking at guides, safe setting every step in Super Mario Brothers 2. Let me say it slowly, like Phil does. Like Phil says, failure slowly. I want to say this: Super Mario Brothers 2 18,000 save states. That's a legit playthrough, my friends. Legit. That's what you want. Raw.
Do you know what I want to know though? Like, what's the percentage of people in his chat that actually give a shit what he plays?
Oh yeah,
like,
great question.
None. For some reason, he could be playing literal fucking baby games for toddlers, and he is.
Basically.
And they still show up. It's like, the Raw thing gets me. I don't know why. I think every time there's like a Wu-Tang Clan song I always keep remembering, and it's like Old Dirty Bastard says, "Ooh baby, I like it raw," and I keep on thinking about everything he said raw gameplay because it's just like, what? No rubber? You're not wearing a condom?
Yeah.
The whole time.
You know how Raw started was because it's kind of a positive spin on I'm not editing shit for you. That's what it was. That's what he found a way to spin that into a positive. I'm not editing, but it's raw. You want raw. Shut the fuck up.
I put no effort into my content, so come what?
Yeah, it's raw. Yeah. But it's like, like you go to a date with a girl, but you wear like shitty clothes. Like, this is me raw. So I just, this is raw. That's what you want, right? I'm raw. But, all right, Jimmy, we gotta let you go, my friend. But any final words, Jimmy? 8th call in a row here, Jimmy. Go ahead. Final words.
I love you all. You're all sexy and beautiful people. I would give you all a big smooch.
Perfect way to end. Jimmy, 8th call, coming in hot there. Good thoughts there.
Big ups, Jimmy. Big ups. I love you too.
Jimmy is
Thanks, man.
a legend, as each and every one of you guys on chat are as well. And I want to say that Jay Kramer is a legend for that super chat. Thanks so much, my friend. You are a legend forever. Let's get our next voicemail here from Ben. Let's listen in here.
Hey, that being said, I had a comment about how Phil addresses criticism in his debunk streams. I noticed that he used the same tactic to respond to Rich that he used in his John and Howard response stream, and that is to just find an easy way to dismiss everything they say and explain why no one should listen to it, but doesn't actually address any of the points. So with the John and Howard podcast, he basically just took 6 hours and said that, oh, well, most of this criticism came from Howard, and Howard wasn't really my friend. So therefore, you shouldn't listen to anything that he says because Howard wasn't my friend. With the review tech video, he said, oh, Rich doesn't review tech. He just wants drama videos. So therefore, you shouldn't listen to anything that he has to say because he just wants drama. It's so... I don't even know the right word. It's frustrating, infuriating, but also hilarious to listen to someone ramble and rant and rave for an hour or 6 hours even without addressing a single point. He just dismisses everything. Like, his fans would have to be a true dent heads. They would have to have a dent in their skull to not be able to see through this. What do you guys think?
That's a great point from Ben here, saying like when he offers criticism to someone of criticism of Phil, like for example in terms of Howard, he'll like throw out all of Howard's thoughts by saying like one qualifier, as like for example, I wasn't even friends with Howard, right? That's the qualifier. So whatever he says doesn't matter. And Review Tech USA, he doesn't even review tech. Why should we listen to what he says? So he tries to put these qualifiers in and say, forget about all the shit they said because of this. You know, and I guess it works for some people. Hopefully it's just, he doesn't handle the problems. He just says like, oh, well, what they say doesn't matter because of this. Right? And that's kind of Phil's way to get around things. But go ahead, say if you have any thoughts there. It's definitely true.
No, Ragnarok and roll. It's called a fallacy. Yeah, man, that's it. You know, he's such a, you know, he has so little to come back with that he will just pick on like the weakest thing and just run with it. And he's got really good at it, or you know, really bad at it, whatever you know way you want to look at it.
Yeah.
But the problem is that you know he'll run with it to the point where he just ends up, you know, like we said before, repeating himself ad nauseum, and at the end of it, you're like, what was the point of all of that? You know, so I don't know.
Meerkat, anything?
Yeah.
We go to the next one.
I agree with Sam. I agree with him.
Yeah, it's like nothing you can say, but yes, you're right. That is a great thing to notice there, Ben, because just a good point. Let's get the next caller in on this call. We got Michael in the house here. Michael Johnson, point or question, whatever you want to say, man. The floor is yours. Go ahead. I think yours is your 8th call as well, if I'm not mistaken. 7th or 8th, I think.
7, actually.
7th. There you go. 7th. You got a streak going here. 7.
Or lower, maybe.
But there you go, Mike. What's your point?
On the comment of what Phil's game choices, actually. I'm looking for the list, and really the only games Phil's really played up 2022, Legends Arceus, what Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and you have Multiverses. Has he really played anything this year?
Elden Ring.
Oh yeah, Elden Ring.
Okay, Elden Ring and Kirby Forgotten Land, but that's it.
Kirby Dark Souls, yeah.
Oh
And
yes.
with all these games that he's saying people want, they're kind of they're taking either both too much time or too much space, and that really does feel like he needs to actually structure these playthroughs to another day.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, even when he tries to play something like Multiverses or other fighting games, that takes up more time. Even when he trying to even think that Multiverse is gonna beat Smash. Sorry, but the series that literally brought together Persona, Xenoblade Chronicles, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, and Splatoon is Pentance is not going to even that is not going to will ever be outmatched by Multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it has a lot of WWE series, but I'm sure if one series gets in that series, people are going to flip their shit.
Mm-hmm.
But really, he's not doing anything new with these return playthroughs. Even Final Fantasy VII, a game that I still don't believe we played because we know it's true. He's not doing anything new with that one. And he said he wants to buy in to do the extra
oh yeah, we need
side
your buy-in.
content.
Give me your buy-in.
Yeah, that takes the piss.
Dude, that's part of my French, and I don't pardon my French, but that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like, you know, he's doing all these like long ass playthroughs, and by the time you've got to part 2374, you know, you just like well, I don't know who's actually following along with these things on demand, but
oh god,
I don't, you know, I agree in a way. Like, I feel like he should be concentrating more on one thing at a time and then doing a fighting game, or vice versa. He should just be playing he should be the fighting game guy and then do Friday nights. You know, we'll play something else maybe, but I don't know. I just don't feel like the long form RPGs suit his style of content.
But you know, they're gonna stay though because he gets money. He gets money, so he's gonna keep doing it. That's the thing. Final Fantasy bringing him money, so
he wants to be a variety streamer, but I don't think. But his variety is more like he doesn't want to get out of his comfort zone. I'm downloading games it took me years to play. I want to actually get out of never like your first person shooter game, so I'm playing a third person game with third person shooting to get more acquainted.
Mm-hmm.
I finished 2 games. I platformed 2 games this year, being premium 2 games this year. Both Precursor, Jak and Daxter, and Battle Bikini Bottom. 2 games I played in my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually completed. What's Phil done? He's done really nothing, and especially with how much he's still having these grudges with people, like the evil thing, which I'm shocking no one brought that up. Like, that's a whole thing and a half. Like, he's still mad. Like, look, I don't have issues with people who want. I have more issues with people asking for rollback netcode than Phil complaining about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what Phil needs to do, if he wants to keep this variety streamer in air quotes, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday should be focused on new old games. Friday should be the fighting game stream. Saturday, Sunday should be the old school stream. Anything, the old school streams, the Game Pass streams, the PlayStation Plus streams. Do it there. You have more structured,
mm-hmm.
or take some leads from some of us. Where some people have a day so they just want to have an actual chill stream.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I think what it really does show, and especially what's going on, Phil is really doing anything he can to make people forget. Like the vacuum story returns, another Jasper situation. It's crying about my own face. Oh, blow it out your ear, Phil.
Michael Johnson.
I don't care you or your fat wife. And we all know. If she really did care, we would know this. Hey, Phil. Maybe actually, if we No one cares about your wife anymore. She's as outdated as your face.
Michael,
Yeah.
letting it
Outta here.
all out. Michael has so many thoughts today. Scheduling advice, ranting. Michael, you were a legend today. Thanks so much for calling, my friend. I hope to see you
Thanks.
next week. Take it easy, my friend.
You too.
Thanks,
Big
man.
ups, Mike.
Mike bringing the heat today. Usually not that on fire, but today Mike brought it for you on this special show here. This 1K hype show, 1K sub show. Let me remind everyone, this Sunday, by the way, our 1K sub special, extremely hype. Later in this show, I'm going to tell you 2 more people that are going to come. It's going to be fun, I promise you. Let's get to our next voicemail. Mario Faker, I think he has had an appearance on every show as well. Let's go here.
Hey guys, this is Mario Faker here again to congratulate you on the 1,000 sub milestone. Of all the detractor content out there, yours is probably the most positive, and yet the most biting. We're here just to have fun, and laugh at a loud cow. Anyway, my comment this week is just to point out how utterly ridiculous it is that Phil would say that Kat would be sad or crying about the incident being used as a meme.
Yep.
I mean, has there ever been someone out there who can watch the incident and look at his O face and his reaction to the camera being on and, not like roll on the floor and laugh?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we know what it is. It's just a way to complain about what Rich is saying about him without going into the whole mobile game stuff. Rich has been using that meme for years, and it didn't cause an hour-long rant about it. Rich reacting to the documentary was probably the biggest threat to Phil's bottom line, and he had to put his gouty foot down. Anyway, those are my 2 cents.
Good thing. Good thing there. Mario Faker, great. Thanks for the kind words. Really cool, Mario Faker. He was our first ever call in there for Mario Faker, so you'll live in legend forever. But the thought there was, this week, Phil said that Kat got upset and also emotional, sad, cried over the incident, which seems kind of strange because remember, this was well before Kat was married to Phil. It seems like a strange reaction to that. What do you think about that, Sam? I'll let you go first before we get to Meerkat about that. It's just, I agree. It just, if someone, let's say the person I'm married to now did something crazy back then, I might oh man, I wish he didn't do that. I wish that wasn't on the internet. But I'm not gonna I don't feel emotional that way in my mind. I don't know. What do you think, Sam?
I think Phil Burnell just says words that come to his mind,
That's
and
probably
then
right.
and doesn't lend, doesn't give too much thought to what he's saying. Whether or not he thinks about it afterwards and thinks, "Oh fuck, I don't know." But I can think of 2 other examples on the top of my head now that seem to me along the same lines. One just happened, the blatant lie about someone stealing $9,000 from him. And secondly, the breaking down in front of Jaha and Mike Watson, and crying. I believe that part, but the revelation that he used to be an alcoholic part of it. That we were just catching up on that before, and so yeah, I think he will say things to in his mind, maybe try and come off as a better person, or just give some sort of reasoning to the crazy shit that happens to him.
Yeah. Anything else, Kat? Meerkat, anything to add there, or?
Oh yeah. Well, she wasn't crying when she left Subaru Jeff to go live with Phil. She wasn't crying when they got married in Connecticut. She wasn't crying when he was showing her off on stream twice. She wasn't crying. Well, she was crying at the Tevin's Fault stream. Okay, I give her credit for that. But generally, if she's that sad, she can just help him out so he can get out of this situation where he's a meme and a joke, and people make fun of him and mock him every day. And if I was a significant other that genuinely cares, I would put in some effort to try and prevent him from being in a situation like this. Get him out. Get him some help. But crying is not enough, so she can keep crying, I guess.
I think I'm on the side of Sam there. He just says stuff. You know what I mean? Who knows? He just said, I think he has time to fill. He has to get his point across. He will do anything to get his point across and to make him feel like, not the winner, but like he is in the right. You know? Like, oh yeah. I think he'll just do whatever it takes. Wife, parents, cat, family, real cat. animal cat, everything is in play, and he'll just say it. And I don't think it has much meaning, as we all know how much he's admitted to lying now. We know Ludwig World Order coming in hot here, saying, by the way, when Kat was on the couch and DSP was asked about the fappening, she said she didn't care, but somehow now it makes her cry. It sounds good, makes sense. Yeah, that's a good call.
Exactly.
Great call out there, because yeah, she didn't care before, but now she's all of a sudden crying. Phil has an agenda, and he says whatever it takes to get that agenda out there. We are joined by CosmicApe, who has definitely appeared on the show before. How you feeling today, Cosmic? What's your point or question?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
Pretty good.
Awesome. So, just a couple things here. I noticed that good old Phil goes without saying, him being his worst enemy. One of the things that he could have at least tried to fix early on is that with a lot of the hate early on coming from the detractors of his poor gameplay and the what's it called? This is how you don't plays. I feel like when Phil tried to fix himself and pull away from gameplay, and he said he wants to do more podcasting and whatever, that was the worst thing he could have done, because now instead of focusing on his shitty gameplay, all eyes from the detractors are on him and how shitty of a human being he is.
Yep. Sam, go ahead.
That really is true.
Yeah, it was easy. Oh, go ahead.
I'm in agreement. I think he doesn't realize what it was about him that people enjoyed, I think.
Yeah.
And okay, he justifies it by saying that he's diversifying or whatever, or he's a changed man and all this, but you're spending more time essentially giving the people that you don't want to be making content about you. You're giving them more ammunition by just literally sitting there and reeling off all this stuff. And that's becoming more of the main focus, like you say.
Yeah, he's in too deep at this point. It's over for him. And then one thing I wanted to say, it was a while ago on this podcast that I was at the gym, so I couldn't say it, but my favorite quote unquote DSPism, his overcorrection to his racism when he's eating authentic style, Italian style, Asian style.
Yeah.
It is. I know. Every time he takes a obviously painful bite with the face that he makes, he's looking over at chat, waiting for somebody to say "Hey Phil, remember the Chinky Chang waiting?"
Yeah.
Oh my god! It's so horrible. He's just it's so robust. It's so delicious. Oh my goodness! This is Mediterranean style. It's just Phil. Oh my god! Reel it back, man.
The worldly DSP has to let us know how worldly he is.
Yeah.
I think it's just at the moment. I think it's just word of the month or something style. I need to look into it really. I haven't done the pig go thing, but everything is a style at the moment. It's he said something about Final Fantasy VII the other day, and I was like, oh shit, I should have wrote it down. It was end game. Final boss style content or something like that, and I was like, what?
A sit down style restaurant.
Yeah. He has to style everything. Yeah.
His life is so stylish, like a fucking fashion show. It's crazy. Everything has style to it. A chicken style burger made out of chicken. What else? Everything style. Just go on Go look up style, and it's gonna blow your mind.
I don't know why he feels he has to categorize everything. I mean, everything has to have a category. It's ridiculous. He has to categorize everything. But Meerkat, we were talking before the show a little bit. I want to hear. Meerkat wasn't here for that week, so what is your? It's too good not to say. But what's your favorite DSPism, Meerkat? Similar. Go ahead.
Favorite DSPism is the racism. He's really good at that.
I don't know why.
He's extremely good at racism.
Someone should have said that. Meerkat, you're on it. That's the best answer, I think.
Meerkat, you forgot he hates racism. It pisses him off.
Oh yeah, he hates racism.
How dare you?
The only thing he hates more than racism is minority groups.
Oh yeah,
it's the only thing he hates more.
That's second. Yep, you're right about that.
He was shocked by a black lady walking, guys.
She's gonna snatch your purse. Watch out.
And then the trolls, dude, they had to make it a racist thing. Come on, guys.
Yeah, no, if you took it as racist, that means you're racist.
It's you.
If someone says something racist and you think it's racist, then you're racist because you think it's racist. Okay, it makes sense.
Racism is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, there you go. CosmicApe, you're a legend. Any final thoughts here?
Big ups to the chat. Big ups to the stream. Meerkat, you're my savior when it comes to work, man. I put on your live streams whenever I'm at work in the background, and I probably look like a
I'm
maniac
honored.
giggling to myself.
My honor.
Awesome shit,
Thank you, guys.
But take it easy, man.
You too.
Thanks, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, big ups, man.
Awesome. King Jad is in the chat here, and he wanted to have a comment about the O face. I'm gonna let him in. By the way, King Jad has just dropped a banger of a song here, so go check out his channel there for that. It was pretty good, and a cool animation it was involved with that too, made by Dark Side. I forget how to say his name. Of a great artist there. Let me find that because I don't want to mess him up here. But you are now in here, King Jad. You can speak before I find the link to your awesome video. But you had a thought or anything you want to say? Go ahead. You know what to do.
Oh, let me just get the subtitles up. Yeah, I'm joking, everybody. I'm joking. We love King Jad.
King Jad, what is your question or comment? I see you went on mute. What's going on here, my friend?
He's ghosting us, guys.
He's ghosting us. He came in the room and it's just literally he came in the room and muted his mic. He's
Oh, he has mic issues. Okay.
Oh, okay, mic issues. Okay.
Maybe we can let the next one in,
Yeah,
so we don't cause dead air. Maybe we can talk about something else.
Talk about what's your favorite food, favorite. I don't know, King Jad. Okay, we'll let King Jad. We'll do a voicemail real quick. How about that? How does that sound? And then you can, if you can start when you can talk, just talk. It's fine. We got another voicemail here. We're gonna play it here for you. Here we go, King Jad. Whenever you're ready, just talk. It's fine.
Hey guys, first I'm calling in, but I've been a long time listener. So my question is, do y'all think if someone approached Phil and offered him a lump sum to pay off his back taxes, his mortgage, his current taxes, everything that he likes to beg for, they just paid it off, under the one condition that he could never beg or mention money on his streams again? He can still have his tips goals up. He can still do his hat. He can still do his vest. He can still do all that crap. He can still accept super chats, all that. But he just can't mention it. He can't physically beg or mention or say, it's been this how long since we've gotten a contribution. He just has to stream and act like everybody else, where they just stream, and if somebody wants to contribute, they can. If they don't, whatever. Do you think he'd actually take it?
Fantastic, Mr. Sam.
My
has the
theory...
loudest keyboard in the world. There's no denying it.
King Jad is back with us here. I want to ask this guy's question because it's a good question. What would Phil do? Let me. There's 5 seconds left. Let me play it real quick for you.
Is that he would not, because I think he's addicted to begging, and it would hurt his ego too much to not be able to do that. So, thanks for listening.
Awesome. It's a first-time caller there. Thanks a lot. A lot of people. Thanks for your support and kind words, my friend. But the question was, and I've thought of this myself. It's a good question. What if someone said to Phil, hey, I'll pay everything you need. I got your taxes. I got your back taxes. I got your all the crap, the condo fees, the whatever you got, the a month's worth of Total Wine and the cat fees and everything. But the only condition is you cannot beg anymore, and you have to be a normal streamer, right? And if you say anything about begging or mention anything about begging, I'm taking all the money back. Would Phil accept? Would he accept that deal or not? And I'll let our guest King Jad answer first.
I was going to say, is he allowed to actually still have tips enabled and super chats enabled?
Yeah.
Can he still have it enabled without asking for them?
Yes, all that stuff can be enabled, but he just can't ask for anything. He can't mention anything about it. Even say like, wow, thanks, that was awesome.
Oh, so you can't even acknowledge him?
Yes.
That may be a bit problematic for him, even to acknowledge you solely support. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm just thinking, is this guy going to get receipts off Phil for all these things, or is Phil going to just start making up a grid for his bankruptcy records?
Yeah, I wonder. It's kind of a magical world we're imagining here, but
Exactly.
Yeah, let's just think for a second here. Like, I think, yeah, Steven the Dead coming in hot. That's exactly what I was going to say. He would just spend more. He's like, okay, wow, my debt's gone. Now I can spend more. But any other thoughts? Meerkat, I'll throw to you first. Do you think he would accept that deal or not?
So, okay, let me get this straight. It's somebody paying his bills and covering his expenses. That kind of sounds like Phil having a job, which is an instant no for me. That's not happening, no. But let's say in a hypothetical scenario where I guess he physically can't say anything about begging or he's going to die or something, I guess it's going to be very hard for them.
Yeah, magical spell.
Going to be very hard. Yeah.
What would his content be? I mean, how much is left of the Level 1 podcast if you take that out, you know? So, another Q&A, I guess.
He would say support still, but he's talking, I'm not talking about money, I'm talking about attendance, I'm talking about engagement, I'm talking about likes. He'd try and twist it that way like he does now, kind of, whenever he brings up support. Even though we all know what support means in Phil's eyes, he always tries to mask it as something different.
Yeah, I agree. Sam, anything? What did you think? Is that's the question before we get to King Jad formally here?
Well, there's been some good answers in the chat. I like, he'd explode. Level 1 podcast would take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have too much to talk about, but I can't imagine it. Like, because he would be something closer to being a streamer like everyone else, I guess. And yeah, it's difficult to picture, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's a strange thing to imagine. I don't even think Disney could come up with something that creative.
That's a good like movie idea. Like we give Phil. Someone says like, all right, Phil, it's a fairy or whatever, a magical being says, Phil, I'm gonna give you this money, but you can't make. If you ever try to mention anything about money, I'm gonna block you, so you can't even say it. So Phil's like trying to say like, engage. I don't know what's going on here. I can't talk. But like he has to like get over that and become a normal streamer and learn to love his chat and actually have fun playing games. But it's just we're way into nonsense now. But King Jack, what was your question or comment? Your original why you came on the show here first today?
I mean, obviously, first of all, sorry for the mic issues. I forgot to change the setting before. I didn't change it back, so that was all completely my fault. Sorry. Right, but his kind of a strange ranting. People have alluded to it before. They kind of said, "Oh, Cat was crying her eyes out about the old face nonsense bullshit." I mean, as Ludwig pointed out in the super chat as well, the super chat pointed out that she was on the couch saying it's not a big deal.
Yep.
Not only that, Phil seems to have memory hold the fact that he tried to monetize the O-Face when he was on Twitch in 2016, and Twitch wouldn't let him. He wanted to use it as an emoji, and Twitch said no, and he was making a big fuss about it.
Good point.
He thought adding the O-Face would boost his numbers and subscribers because it's a big meme. So he was trying to monetize this in the first place, despite trying to argue that he's like, I'm against it, and it makes me I'd like to see the most embarrassing moment of my life over and over again. The fact is, he tried to monetize that very thing. Back in the day, and Twitch would not let him.
That was a good idea, though.
Yeah,
that was a good idea.
But now, of course, he couldn't do it, so now he has to come back and use it in another way. Weaponizing all these drama and memes, he weaponizes it a different way, saying like, "Oh my God, they ruined my life." Well, that's how he rolls, right? Everything is a tool for him, right?
It's unbelievable, yeah. That's what I'm saying. He's bitching and whining because the Twitch knocked him back for having it because it was like sexual content, and he was actually, I still remember him bitching and whining about it at the time. Well, come on, guys, and all that shit, and it's freaking out over an emoticon, essentially, and people are wondering if he's going to leave Twitch as well, because last time he left Twitch because they wanted him to lower his bitrate.
Yeah.
And then that was that saga before and all that shit.
Oh,
But
yeah.
there's
That's another one thing.
that was a thing.
Phil tried to pretend he knew how much bitrate matters and stuff. He's like, "Oh my God, I have to go to 5,000? Okay, what the hell? I want to give you guys good content." It's like he knows how it
He's
works.
trying to claim that the big streamers were getting away with this and that, and like all the big streamers get away with doing this rate, and I can't get away with it, and this is not acceptable. And they came into my stream and demanded I lower my bit rate. The guy asked him kind of nicely, "Excuse me, man, can you lower your bit rate?" You could see the chat logs of this incident, and Phil's treating it like there was like the kind of evil Twitch overlords came in storming in and said, "Hey, I'm going to beat your ass if you don't blow this shit now."
Yeah.
It's like, and there's nothing like that at all.
How many apologies is he waiting for now? We're on the wait for a few apologies now. We got Rich now. We got Twitch.
Oh, it's a big list.
How many apologies we need here to get Phil back in order?
God knows, man. It's unreal, man. But it's actually kind of interesting as well. There's a couple of interesting things happening related to Phil, technically. Today is Hulk Hogan's birthday.
Oh, okay.
He's 69 years old, so what you gonna do, brother, and all that shit, So I think Phil, it's funny, he is an icon for Phil, let's be honest. I mean, he doesn't want to talk about much these days because of WWE champions, but I feel like Phil might mention it at some capacity, or someone might mention it to him. Bigger thing related to Phil, though, is that tomorrow is the 35th anniversary of Street Fighter.
Oh, okay.
Being released. And it coincides with Phil's Friday night fights, whatever, but I'm just wondering if he's even going to be aware of this being a thing. It could be an opportunity for him to really hype up Street Fighter and talk about the history of the game, all that crap. I can half expect it now, to be honest. I mean, get bored off my tits already, expecting what he's going to say. But it's a couple of interesting Phil-related things happening, and then it can be, in the gaming scene as well. It's a monumental game, whether you like the game or not. Street Fighter is a historic game.
Yeah.
As obviously the legacy that game created and everything else. And what it spawned and everything else that came after it.
Yep.
And all that nonsense. So it's just kind of interesting to see what Phil will react to that, if he does even react to this kind of landmark of an occasion, 35 years since Street Fighter.
I mean, I wonder, I'll let you guys answer too, but I think Phil probably has no idea now, literally no idea. But he's going to go on Twitter tomorrow and be like, oh, whoa, okay. And then he's going to start, all right, yeah, I can hype it up now. That's what I think. But Sam, any other thoughts there, Sam, or Meerkat?
No, I was going to say exactly the same thing. He probably doesn't know about it. If he had any sense, he should know about it already, and he should be sort of maybe planning something. But he, it's just going to be another day for him. He'll quickly go on Twitter 5 minutes before the stream. Oh shit, it's 35 years. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this for an hour.
Oh
now.
yeah. Oh god. Whole history.
Yeah.
Oh god. Whole history of Street Fighter.
Yeah, and then we'll get his backstory again.
Oh, for God's sake, I was in a tournament in 2006, guys, all right?
History of gaming, history of fighting, history of humans battling each other. That's we had to get that far back. Now, caveman, they would battle using clubs. That's that far back. All right, King Jad, I'll let you go. But King Jad, awesome song by the way. That's pretty good rap there on your channel.
Oh, cheers, man. Yeah, and shout out to Darkseid to Phil. That's how you say it.
Darkseid to Phil. There it is.
Phil.
Legend.
He butchered his bloody name, poor guy. But he does amazing artwork, But yeah, guys, I'll catch you on Sunday, right?
Yep. All right, man. King Jad. He will.
Yeah, big ups, dude. See you around.
King Jad will be there on Sunday, my friends. Barrett Wells, what a legend here, dropping the super chat, saying, I think he does it like in a way, maybe he feels justified in a way to flaunt some of the things he buys to viewers, like show and tell to his unironic audience. And here's money. Here's money. You all deserve it. Thanks, Barrett. That was awesome, man. You are a legend for sure.
Hey, big ups for the money, dude.
Yep, you are a legend. That gets us closer. No, just kidding. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna drop that joke right now. And the classic Phil of like getting $80, saying, okay, now we're closer to our goal, guys, but let's make it happen. I mean, and isn't Phil, guys, I'm gonna ask you guys, isn't Phil using this disheartening word a lot these days? Like, I just noticed it, like, it's coming up a lot, like, oh, man, I thought support would be more today, but it's really disheartening. It's like, the guilt tripping is massively strong right now. Guilt tripping, not begging. Yeah. Guilt tripping is on 10 right now.
Yeah, he breaks out disheartening, as well as I'm nervous is a good classic
good
one
call.
as well.
Oh yeah. Everything that's gonna make him look like a victim, and at the same time put some pressure on the pay pigs to pay up.
Yep.
Because they constantly need to be conditioned to pay up and conditioned to buy in, and all these weird things that I guess streamers do.
Oh
I guess.
It's a normal thing. You didn't know that?
Yeah, we should start doing it.
I'm really getting disheartened right now, guys. I'm really disheartened. That doesn't get pissed. That gets into my kind of, I'm all about laughing at Phil, but that part gets me a little bit twinge of the pissed off thinking when he does that. Because if people buy into it, it's like, come on, guys. That's just so fucked up, It's like, I'm getting disheartened, guys. I thought this was going to be a big stream, and I'm just getting disheartened. I'm getting nervous, and it's just bad.
Disheartening has definitely had an upward trend. It's not a massively overused word.
Okay. Are you checking? Yeah.
It's definitely on the up. Just quickly as well, I don't know if everyone saw it, but what was it we said before? Style is crazy, and if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord and check out the Grapha style, or go on Pig Go and look at style. It's great.
Awesome. We got a legendary call here, Snood, which has been the show many times before. Snood, what's your question or comment? Love to see you, my friend. Are you with us, Snood? Snood, we're dropping the ball here. Snood, you're going to send me to...
Get him out of here. Where is he?
Snood, you're going to send me to voicemail land. All right, we're going to do it again. We'll go to a...
Oh, testing.
Oh,
It's
Snood,
me.
back in the action. There we go.
Easy. Hitting the wrong push-to-talk key for the win.
Too late. Let's get him out of here. Just kidding. Go ahead.
No. Anyway, talking about the style thing, the funniest thing he has ever said is when he was doing the flight simulator and he's talking about how Africa is populated with ape-style creatures.
Oh my God, I didn't hear that. That's too good.
Ape-style creatures is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That is dangerous. I gotta climb that link. What the hell?
Pivoting topics. I feel like I have whiplash from like the last 2 weeks. Do you guys remember when we were talking about like spending like 10 hours a week talking about what computer parts we were gonna buy, Phil?
Yep.
Did that go anywhere?
It
Did
just
something
never
happen?
No.
Dude,
no.
Dude, if you want to fix your computer, leak your whatever mobile game you're playing on your phone, and just all your problems go away. That's what I've learned.
And now that's not even a thing anymore because we're talking about his beef with Review Tech USA.
Yep.
And what you said earlier about them like possibly working together to like foment drama actually like makes me a little bit nauseous. If that's the case, like then
then there's truly no hope for Phil's soul, and I truly hope that he's condemned to hell for all eternity.
Yeah. I would feel really, really bad if that's the case. I hope not, but yeah, I don't know. The computer is just totally gone. There has not been a mention. If you could search that, when's the last time you talked about a computer? It's been since the release. Since that person dropped out, all of a sudden the computer's fine, right?
And you know, I know that I the last time I think I talked about this. I said that I thought the PC might be in there, and that's like a bit of a joke. But like, I kind of feel like now he like just never ever actually intended to get a new computer, and he just wanted a way to like spend a week not really playing video games but talking about computer parts. Like, that week was probably one of the most painful weeks of pre-streams I've ever endured. Listening to Phil be arrogantly wrong about every single detail about building a computer.
Go ahead,
if he wasn't that pretentious, he would have probably got at least something out of this whole thing, because there was somebody behind the scenes willing to give him the money or a build or parts or whatever, and he was such a little cherry picking bitch. Well, maybe it was one of those like the 6K statue guy.
Yeah.
That's just a fake dude, which makes for a lot of fun laughs, but I don't know. And personally, I do enjoy this type of trolling when they just promise him the world and then just leave him hanging.
And he just goes for it, hook, line, and sinker, and ends up looking like an idiot.
Yeah.
We spent a week listening to him talk about how he's going to need 1080p pass-through so he can be capturing in a buttery smooth 60 frames per minute. So he needs a 3080 Ti with 32 gigs. Oh, so I really need 32 gigs of RAM. Well, I get 16 gigs of RAM. I'm probably doing okay, right, guys?
It's just another one of those things. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to listen to on multiple levels, but for me, you know, the big thing is he should know about this stuff, really, shouldn't he? Again, we go back to this is his job. You would think he would be at least somewhat interested in this sort of thing, and apparently he used to be as well. Is the weird thing.
Yeah.
I'm calling X.
He big ups a lot of of his past, like for example, his business degree, his job at the helicopter store, his history with fighting games and computers. Like, he's just a liar.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that all that you have to go by is his word, and I don't trust a word that he says. So I'm taking everything with a grain of salt. With his business degree, his helicopter jobs, his car crash, burning off his face and stuff like that, I'm not believing it until there's a witness.
That's how he lives his life. Like, he lives his life just by like aggressively stating truths that are truths to him that no one else can verify, and that he refuses to provide evidence for, and then gets extremely upset and offended if you are just like, are you sure that actually happened? Because that doesn't sound like something that happened.
If you question a thing, get the fuck out of here. That's the answer. Oh, you question that? Get the fuck out of here. And like someone made a good point. The helicopter job, we talked about that a few weeks ago. Like it lined up perfectly. His dad got fired, and then all of a sudden Phil got laid off. Like, I was the best worker there. It's like,
his dad got him that job.
Yeah. So as soon as his dad goes, suddenly Phil's fired, but Phil was the best worker there. I'm sure about that.
Yeah, I bet Phil was a real great coworker.
Oh yeah.
To share a cubicle with.
Oh,
a lot of snorting going on.
Yep. But all right, Snood, you're a legend. Every time you call, thanks so much, my friend.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Hey, big ups, dude.
Snood is a legend.
I think I think I'm gonna be leaving you guys because it's getting quite late right here.
Okay.
But you can go on without me. Have all the fun and interactiveness, and all those words.
Okay. Well,
and I'm gonna see everybody around. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by, and see you, I guess.
But Meerkat, will you be here on Sunday for the epic 1,000 subscriber special? Everyone's asking me behind the scenes.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Meerkat,
hopefully.
Meerkat will hopefully
Everything
be
looks
there.
like I will be there.
Okay. So not guaranteed, but you got to show up there and see if he's here or not. So Meerkat, we'll let you go. Awesome stuff, my friend. Let's get you in here.
There you go.
Let's get our next caller in here with the Day Glow. We'll see if we get him in here. Day Glow, nice to see you, my friend. Question or comment? The floor is yours.
Hello. Yeah, I got Theo theory questions.
Awesome. We love those.
Hey. Okay, so do you think that Kat is sympathetic to DSP's gambling addiction? Because they had talked before, and I'm assuming they talked about bonding over mobile games, because they also said that he had to buy internet on a flight.
Yep.
So that's one question. The other one is, with that knowledge, do you think that he opened up credit cards in his wife's name?
Okay. First part. I'll answer the first one. Sam, you get the second one. Okay. I don't think she knows. I wonder how much she knows about that stuff. You know, I mean, some people can just if they can live the life how they want to, they can just turn a blind eye, right, to finances, to what. Hey, Phil's playing a game on his phone. I don't care what it is. I don't like wrestling. I don't care. And I bet she kind of just, you know, a lot of people live that way, right? You don't really, I don't know, like, for example, if your wife's playing a mobile game and you might not, you know, it looks like something you're not interested in, whatever she's doing, that's fine. Again, and if you're not in charge of the finances, like Kat probably isn't, that's, you know, she doesn't know what's going on. She might think it's a free game. Who knows, you know? So I don't know how much Kat knows about anything, really. But the credit card thing is interesting. So Sam, I'll let you. It's all speculation, but Sam, you go with that one.
Yeah, it's pure speculation. But I would lean towards yes. She probably does have, or he does have credit cards in her name to live the life they want to live, or he wants to live.
Yeah.
I don't know about her, but I can definitely see it happening.
It's really sad. If that's true, that is very, very bad. That's very sad. That's sad, really.
Yeah, I would imagine. I would say she probably, just to go back to the first one as well. I would say again. I think she probably plays them as well.
Yeah,
you know,
I think so too.
Just to make the situation that bit worse, you know, why not throw in a second addiction as well? Why not?
I think it's something that they could bond over too, because it's like the amount of. Somebody asked, I think last night in his chat and his stream, saying like, "Oh, is Kat a weeaboo?" And he was like, "I don't know what that is. What?" And it's like it's clear that there's evidence that Kat has said like she's into like anime stuff and things like that. So you can connect the dots. But I think out of desperation, DSP could have possibly got like one credit card and being like, "Let's test the waters before." This was maybe. Areas before inflation hit, like it was something that he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try this."
Yep, it's a man that can open 13 credit cards. So I mean,
that's why I was thinking about it.
You can't put it past them. There you go. Good question there. I'll let you go, my friend.
All right, thank you, guys.
Awesome stuff. Sorry, I cut him off a little bit early there. I did not mean to do that, Dayklo. Did not mean to do that to you, my friend. But let's go. But let's go to our next call here. We got a lot of people to call. I'm gonna keep going on calls here because we're having some fun here today. And here we go with another caller, Dorag Danny. Hope I said that correctly. Question or comment? The floor is yours.
Yeah, you were close. It's
Durag
Danny.
Durag. What? I don't know. I'm stupid. I can't read, dude. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm noticing is Phil has been playing a lot of not mind thinking games. So a lot of like children's games and walking simulators.
Yep.
I've always been of the idea that he's phasing out gameplay completely, just slowly, and see how his chat reacts to it. Like he's doing another closet event so soon after the next one.
Yeah,
he's trying to phase it out completely. So, how soon do you think Phil is going to phase out gameplay and just do boring, mundane things like he usually does?
Well, this is a thought we've had before of how clearly Phil hates gaming 99% of the time. Let's get real. I mean, he just doesn't like it. He doesn't. I think he has fun with some parts, like maybe, you know, some satisfying parts he has fun with.
Only children's games.
Yeah.
Only children's games he has fun with. Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3.
People demanded that for years.
Doki Panic.
Yeah, it's just like if it's any kind of challenge, he's out. Right? It's like, I'm not interested in this challenge. Any kind of challenge, and he's out. And that's like, games are made to challenge you a little bit, right? I mean, some games are made to make you think and to make you experience something, but a lot of games are made to challenge you in the littlest way. And older games are way more, right? In the past, the main thing about games was the challenge, right? And that's why retro games are just like, he says how much he loves them and how much he plays them, how much he knows about them. But then when he gets to actual playing of the games, you see how little he knows about them, how bad he plays them, and how much he hates
Simon's Quest, Mario 2, Zelda 2. It's always the 2s.
Good point.
The 2s kill him. It's so bad. But can you imagine him playing like The Witness?
Oh, God. Don't say that. Yeah, it'd be...
It's on PC, never play it.
I've just remembered what that is. Yeah. That would be awful.
That'd be a members goal.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna be playing The Witness.
I just don't get it. What the hell? I did that.
What do you
It'd be
mean I have to connect the line?
Yeah.
It'd be a member's goal that he would then not honor. He just wouldn't go through with it. I think it just wouldn't happen.
It would be a 60-part playthrough
Oh
each
my
an hour.
God.
He's still on like the first level.
All right, guys. I'm not that into ops, but I have an ops request here. If he ever has another any game is fine, please request a witness. Please request it because I gotta see that.
Oh
It's
my
too
God.
good. It's
Is
too
it
good.
on? I don't think it's on anything but PC.
Oh,
so you wouldn't play it.
yeah. Nope, it's out. That sucks.
Also, speaking of that, saying he hasn't mentioned his PC,
Uh-huh.
as I posted in chat on it, August 9th, he said, after an hour of tech difficulties to get today's videos to upload to YouTube, they finally seem to slowly be working. I really think this hard drive is dying a slow, painful death. If I need to pull from the stream archive later, I will. See you for Multiverses at 6:45, where he proceeded to get carried as Iron Giant and then do an awful Bugs Bunny impression.
We don't mention that here, but yeah, that was a bad. You really got me on fire here with this witness thing. I'm just thinking about it in my head, like, God, that'd be so good. That'd be so good because you have to think, and that's something that Phil does not want to do.
Yeah, and then he's gonna just be sitting on his phone, and he's gonna look, and he's like, "Oh my God, guys, I solved it."
Yeah. Come back, go to break. No,
And then he's like, "Okay, this is like the end of the game," and he's just on the next. It is just like a puzzle that's just slightly bigger than the last one he just beat.
Yep. There's a classic one of those. The most classic one ever is when he's playing one of the GTAs, and you have to do a code in the safe. And he's like, I don't understand what's going on. And it's a simple puzzle where you pick numbers, and it tells you how many you got right. Okay, so I think, please don't, I might be wrong, but I think that's how it works. Is there's 5 numbers. You pick 5 numbers, and it says like, all right, you got 2 right. And it's a process of elimination, right? Like, you can figure it out. It just takes time. But Phil's like, I have no idea what's going on here. Goes on break, comes back, perfect number input. I have no idea what happened. I just guessed numbers.
There's so many of those.
It's so crazy.
Many of those. It's like when he put the controller down on Resident Evil 3. He was like, "Oh, if no one helps me with this Nemesis boss fight, I'm just not gonna play."
Oh yeah,
and he
God.
just puts the controller down. He immediately starts to look at his chat.
Yeah.
Or when they all post little cheese emotes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always the same with him though. Like, he'll hype something up, and it'll become a main game playthrough or whatever, and it's like he's thought about the start, he's thought about how he's going to introduce it, and he's like, oh, this is the opening level, and the first episode is kind of all right-ish, but then it's just like for the rest of the playthrough, it's just like, okay, join me tonight for tonight's chill gameplay of whatever it is.
Sunday Night Bites.
Oh
yeah,
God!
And then it's just him like whinging and like asking for help. It's just like, I don't know. He really, to go back to what I think the original question was like about him not enjoying gaming and what he should be playing. I feel like what he actually enjoys is just like those kind of story games, like the like the Heavy Rains and all that kind of stuff.
Heavy Rain, As Dusk Falls.
Yeah.
What was the other one he played where he laughed every time he got shot in the face by a werewolf? Oh, what was that?
Oh yeah. Good
oh,
one.
The Query. That's what it was.
The Quarry. Yeah.
The Query. Yeah.
I don't think we answered your question, Durag, but that was a great call anyway, my friends. Thanks so much for calling.
Oh wait, one more.
Yeah,
thing.
go ahead.
Sam, can you imagine if Phil was on a show like Taskmaster? Or something like one of those panel shows.
Oh God!
Yeah,
like him having to think and interact with people just sounds like his worst nightmare.
Yes, yeah. I don't know if you guys have that over there, but Taskmaster's great, and
I've been binging it, so it's incredible.
Okay.
Just he's not like a lateral thinker, so he would just look at it and then he'd just like be tied up in a rope for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I could not imagine that. It just would never happen. But yeah, everyone, you need to go and watch Taskmaster. It's great.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we have that. We have Survivor. I think I have that in the UK as well. Is that similar to that or different? I feel it would be a lot of fun on Survivor. I think
it's basic. They tried to do it in the US and it failed. It's basically you get 5 comedians and you have them do tasks in like a secluded area for a few weeks.
Okay.
And then they have like a live show where they have the person who, like the assistant, and then the taskmaster who judges if they did the task and awards points.
Okay.
And it's just like a panel show. It's like people like bouncing off each other. The host is like, they're both very funny. They play off each other.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of just, it's like absurd challenges. Like there's like, you have to like, one of the ones they have to take a roll of toilet paper and then get it as far as possible without like the roll breaking.
Okay, that's
so
cool.
there's like one guy rolls it up in a rug and then he puts it into a taxi and then they drive it so he can get it the farthest distance. It's
Yeah, I
like
was
stuff
gonna
like
say,
that where you have to think.
No, that's okay. You said
And
the magic word.
And it's physical challenges too, so Phil can do that either.
Like I would just watch just to see Phil move because like it's funny to see Phil move, right? Any movement is
Yeah,
like
and you get to wear whatever
weird.
outfit you want. People show up in like crazy outfits. You just show up in Zelda pajamas and a Street Fighter shirt.
Yeah, as much as I wouldn't be able to imagine it, like I would want to see it
Oh,
for
God.
sure. Just
Of course, you'd want to see it.
any opportunity to kind of see
ridiculous.
him, yeah, any opportunity to kind of see him outside of that little box that we
His
watch him in.
comfort zone, like his old vlogs with Leanna, like stuff like that, where he's like exploring Seattle and talking about, oh my god, I caught a Growlithe on Pokemon Go.
Oh,
Yeah. But you know what? That's what I feel like he should do. He needs to. That was your original question, wasn't it? Or was that Dayglow? I forget now. It's
No,
like,
he was, yeah, it was not his.
He's leaning towards not playing gameplay, and I feel like it's probably coming sooner than we think. Maybe
Gaming commentator Phil.
Yeah,
I think God of War might be like the swan song, and then he's gonna just try and do something else because, like, what else big is coming out in the next year? He's already having a summer of retro right now. Like, he's running out of things.
Oh yeah,
Like, if
we're
you
at the
got
bottom of the
PC,
barrel. Yeah.
He's playing Toy Story again.
Dude,
he's already played it.
Thousands of people
Toy
asked
Story.
for that. How dare you? Thousands of people asked for that for
Oh,
millennia.
yeah, you asked
millennia.
for this.
Millennia. People have been asking.
You
for it.
asked for this. $34, guys. And then there was something he was playing Bassmaster. He's like, "Oh, I caught a fish with the glasses on. Maybe if I put the hat on, I'd get an even bigger fish, or something like that."
Oh
It's
God,
like
I would have
this
so cringed.
It took him 45 minutes to catch a single fish.
And then he started talking. Then he became the expert though. It's like it has the real
And then-
elements of fishing.
No, but then to make it even better, he's going around in the boat and. And he's like, "Oh, my PC just maxed out from me going around in the boat."
Maxed out,
So
dude.
every time he moves, his CPU just maxes. It's incredible.
It always happens when you move that boat.
You just
man.
gotta imagine like the Zelda music from Wind Waker when he's on the ocean. Just like every time he moves, it's just incredible. And now he's gonna make it a weekly thing.
I know. I do not understand that. There's a lot of things I wonder about Phil, but I have no idea. I would love to ask him. Maybe this is my new question. If I want to get Phil's truthful answer about this, what is your current strategy with the games you're choosing? Because I don't understand it at all.
So it's the summer of retro, dude. But I don't think I need to explain anymore. Bassmaster, Arkham Asylum, which I already played.
Yeah. It's the classic retro game, Bassmaster 2022. What a retro classic that is.
The classic retro game, Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
You know what? I kind of
It's like
almost feel
2008.
Sometimes I feel like he has games that he wants to play and he's waiting for one person to suggest it because he lacks that kind of there's something in him that won't let him play what he wants, and he has to get that kind of validation. So he's waiting.
He needs approval.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like he's a little kid. Like he needs approval to play a game, and then he says, "You guys like it," to try and get people to be like, "Oh yeah, I do like it." And then you watch 45 minutes of him not catching a fish, and then
Durag, you're a legend. Thanks so much for that call, my friend. Hope this is your first time calling, I believe, but I hope to hear you
This
again.
is.
Yeah, sorry, Durag. You're a legend. Thanks, man.
Thanks,
no
man.
problem.
Yep, got to move on. We got a lot of people left in the chat and the call. We got a lot of people that people want to hear from as well. I promise you that. I'm going to get to everybody here on this call, and we got some people you want to hear from. I think so. DJ Runo, back in the house again. How you feeling, DJ Runo? Question or comment? Go ahead.
Hey guys, what's up? So, I wanted to say this the last time, but time was tight, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it today. And this is for all the people who still watch DSP unironically. Whatever you call them, the dents, the wheelchairs, whatever
Yeah.
insults you throw at them. because many of them have been asking the questions recently. They have been critical of Phil. Some of them have left him. Just they should know that they are worth more than that. Phil is insulting them right in the face, and they just take it. And they are apologizing to him for him insulting them. And I guess they just have to realize that there is something better out there. Because what I realized after I left and I joined like the detractor groups and whatever, you guys, like the people in chat, the people who are missing out today, big ups to everyone because these are nice people and they are far more ahead than Phil ever is. Fucking co-op streams, collab streams, it's not only about him, it's playing games, having fun, having discussions, like here, like in the podcast, just talk about stuff. And yeah, it's mainly about Phil, but still, there are different topics to talk about.
Yeah.
And these people should wake up. Like from unfortunately, former fan of his, it is better. And by the way, I didn't need to pay to be on the podcast to join this group.
Yeah.
There wasn't the buy-in, and now I'm gonna get lynched because people are gonna buy in now. What, he didn't pay? Wait a minute.
Let's get him out of here. Get this guy out of here.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Didn't pay the entrance fee.
Yeah.
But just having fun. The thing with the co-op streams and whatever, it's great. People are, just joining around, talking. And this is something that Phil doesn't even do for his own fans or because of the trolls. What's that? He can control the rooms. He can make a Discord and talk with people. He can control it. Something he apparently loves very much, but he just won't.
Yep. That's a great chat thought there, and I definitely agree with you. I think but sometimes people. If you ever watch Phil's chat unironically, say, okay, I'm gonna watch this chat here. It's a sad place. I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody, but it's just a sad place. It's like kids watching their dad saying stuff like, "Oh yeah, guys, good support. Let's support our dad, guys. Thanks. Oh great, you donated $5. Thanks so much. That's awesome. The trolls are really taking it tonight." It's like, man, this is not how you should be living. That should not be making you happy. Your favorite streamer getting money, like it's not like, oh my god, my favorite streamer got $5. That's my life got better because of that. I mean, supporting people you like, cool. Support streamers you like, cool. That's awesome, right? It's some people did that tonight for us. That's really, really cool. It's amazing. I can't believe it. But if do it because it makes you happy, not because the person is begging you to do it. And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. The thing is, they're not only not getting nothing out of it, they are being degraded for giving him money. Oh, it's not enough. The people didn't tip sooner. Oh, whenever people vote for something, the patron, no, not the patron, the member votes or whatever. You wanted this.
Oh yeah.
They wanted it. They paid for it, dude.
Yeah. No. When it goes badly, it's their fault. Yeah, you're right. When they pick something and it doesn't get tips, it's their fault. How are we responsible for that? We just said we want to see you play this game, man. Hey, I want to see you play whatever the fuck. Please play it. You chose this, so I need you to support it. We just chose it. Now we have to support it too? It's a fucking it's a full-time job to be a fan of Phil. And
they supported it already. Yeah, they already did. You're paying for a product and then you have a subscription as well. But what does that mean? Where did we get to? And I just have to think that number one, Phil relies his business on pity. That's how I got stuck in there because I just felt bad. Oh my god, the guy. I watched him for so many years and he's doing bad and whatever. Help him out.
Okay.
And
go ahead, GJ.
Yeah, it was just. Yeah, it's just sad because what the fuck, guys? It took me, unfortunately, a long time to realize, and it took a blow to the face to realize it, but I'm glad I got out of there. And whoever, I don't know if people know the lore, whoever made the fake post on the King of Fate forums, which it was called back in the day.
Yep.
I don't know who it is. If someone knows who it is, please tell me. I want to thank him very much. You got me out of there. You were a major part in this of getting me out of there, and it was outstanding work. Big ups to you.
Awesome.
And big ups to you guys.
Awesome, DJ. Thanks for your thoughts there. Good stuff, man. I always like to hear your calls, my friend. All right, we'll let DJ Runo go. We have someone in chat that I think a lot of people want to hear from. So I'm going to pull the move of skipping a few people. I always feel bad about this, but I promise you, my friends, you probably want me to do this. Sam, would you agree with that?
No, I mean Meerkat says get him on, and a couple of people in the queue have said they give up their spot. So
okay, so let's just do this real quick. Welcome to the room, Jaha, and it's really nice to have you on the show.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on, man. Do I sound okay?
Sounds okay to me, and I think for everyone else as well. So Jaha, just in case people don't know, I don't give your life story, of course, but Jaha has been around for a long time, known Phil for a long time, and has the amazing the quality that I like is that you interacted with Phil in the flesh way back in the day, which is something that he doesn't see anybody else in the real world anymore, so we can't get that anymore. So Jaha, quickly, can you tell us about your history with Phil, just real quick?
100%, man. It's an anomaly, but I'll go ahead and try to get through it as fast as I can.
Yep.
First of all, I know some of you guys, watch my YouTube interview with, what are those guys? Kojima World Order,
that's
right?
Okay, that's okay.
I was like fresh out of the military saying fucking everything, like fucking. I'm so sorry about that. That's why it's like probably not great material. But so we knew Phil back on the forums of SRK, right? That he always talks about, and he was the East Coast guy. I was a West Coast guy. And he would talk so much shit and just annoy the hell out of everybody, and he would say obnoxious and rude stuff, like to the point where, like, dude, if I see this guy, I'm gonna punch him in his face when I see him, dude. I can't wait to like run into this guy. And he would get himself in those positions. So we had the first run-in with him. It was at an Evo in UCLA in the early days, and he challenged. We set up a money match between him and Shady K for Marvel, and it was like 10 games for $100. And he lost one game, and then the Cannon brothers are like, "Hey, we're running off schedule. We gotta cut this, take this off the big stage, right?"
Yeah.
Because everybody wanted to see it. Everybody wanted to see him get his ass kicked. Everybody hated him because he was just such a jerk and such a hater like that. And pretty much when we found out he went outside, he's out there with his group of guys, and I ran out there with a couple of my friends, and I started getting in his face and getting tough with him and scaring the shit out of him, and was like, okay, you lost one match out of a first to 10 for $100, so you better pay him $100. I mean, pay him his $10, or you're gonna get your ass beat. And that pretty much happened. And to believe it or not, somebody was there recording it with like a camcorder. Unfortunately, that footage never resurfaced. Wow. There's a guy that was there. It was one of his friends, Desmond Pinkney, Executioner on Twitter. And I don't know. I mean, if I ask him about it now, it was like 20 years ago. And then there was the second incident.
Yep, go ahead.
This guy was running his mouth about ST, and Watson was like, dude, when I see this guy, I'm gonna fuck him up. You know what I mean? Because I mean, this is how, because he talks just, I mean, we know Phil, we watch his content, we know how obnoxious and oblivious he is, and how just asshole-ish he talks, that like, dude, it gets to the point where, like, dude, if I see this guy, I want to punch him in his face, man, for saying stuff like that, and can't get away with just like calling people names and being a jerk and all this other stuff. And that was the incident where Watson ran up to him, and he was just like, dude, he told the story himself, man. He was crying. He was like, dude, I was drunk, I didn't know what I was saying, this and that.
So I want to make sure people understand real quick, Jaha. I want to get sure we get our.
I'm sorry,
no problem.
Too fast.
No problem. So this is back in the day. So Phil obviously was not this big YouTuber yet. This is way back in the day. Phil, before that, he was purely in the Street Fighter community. So when you say that Phil is talking all this nonsense, where was this taking place? This nonsense talk? We know it wasn't in person. I know that.
It would happen on IRC, and it would happen on the forums. And one thing that I wanted to like give the detractors context about is that Phil has always just been like a hater. Always that hater type. That's why he was the king. He called himself the king of hate. He hated on everybody that might have been good at a fighting game, might have been liked because they have a likable personality. And I hate to get off track with the story, but you guys have heard of it and everything like that. But and he's trying to I don't know, proclaim that he doesn't have that moniker anymore or whatnot. But I mean, you guys hear it. He's always a hater, and the guys that he'll badmouth in the FGC that you guys don't know about. You know, he'll bring up the Cannon Brothers. He'll bring up Justin Wong. He just has this thing about him that there's just somebody that's just popular, successful, loved, anything. He just has to hate on it. Like he's just like, you know what I mean? Like it's like, what the fuck? Like why do they like him? Why don't they like me? You know what I mean?
Remember,
Because
he claims that the hate was he fuels himself off the hate he feels from everyone else.
that's pig spinning, pig twisting, pig spinning, everything. How he just tries to spin and twist things to make himself look better. But I mean, dude, I'll tell you guys, the Cannon Brothers, like you guys don't know them, and I known them for a long time, and pair of twins. These guys are honestly like genius level Sharingan level guys. Like their dad's a professor, super smart dude, super successful. You know, and they used to just do the Evo thing just out of love. Like they just, you know, they thought it would be exciting to see who's the best, and they'll put together, you know, because it was exciting to watch, and just the thrill of the watching competitive scene and arcades and everything. They loved it. So they, you know, they would run Evo every year, or the tournament start off with B5 or BB. But anyways, and they would do it, and it wasn't like super successful. They used to break even. They used to have to put up the money for all the stuff, and they'd be lucky to like break even. So, you know, they used to get frustrated, like, you know, about it. But it was never, trust me, for them, I don't want to give up too much about them personally, but they're set. They've been set for life a while ago.
Yeah.
Like back in the Silicon Valley boom. Like they were, you know what I mean? These guys are like genius programmers that have been set before, like around the time when Windows blew up. So we're going really far back. So they've been set for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's not. So he tries to put on this thing. Oh, they do it to make money, and these guys don't need that. They sold Evo. You know what I mean? They don't need Evo to like make their money and pay their bills. These guys, when back when Iron Man came out and the Audi R9, you guys know about that car, the Iron Man car.
Okay.
He pulls up in that. Wow. You know what I mean? These guys. When I say genius level, dude, there was one time at like Cal Poly Pomona, I watched these guys. There was like no internet at the place, right?
Mhm.
So at the venue, at the university, and there was like a drive back older Windows. Remember how like you used to need internet to find a driver? If not, you had to have the CD.
Yeah.
So these guys were asked out or Windows detects the drivers now automatically. But anyways, this is back in the day when they didn't have the driver to make like the laptop work for the projector or something like that. Dude, I watched both of these guys put both of their laptops together, open up a script, and sit there and type, and then to make the driver work, to make the you know what I mean? I'm like, wow, dude. Like, I say, like, you know, really smart genius level. That's what these guys are.
Yeah. So Phil's obviously the opposite of that, but
yeah. So that whole thing, you know, you get from Phil, like, oh, they're just doing it to make money, this and that. That's totally, completely not true. Just wanted to clear that one up.
Yeah, definitely want to hear
first.
that. Yeah.
And you know, and also. Well, I think we all know too, guys. I know we don't keep up with fighting games too much, but he's solid, maybe semi decent and super turbo, you know, maybe top 20 out of in a nation, maybe, or something like that. But you know, but other than that, all the other games he sucks, man. You watch him play Third Strike, and he'll play like Dudley and Urian, and you see he doesn't know any combos. Like he doesn't know any Aegis Reflector combos. He doesn't know any Dudley juggles. You know, all other games like Tekken, he only knows how to do like Paul Phoenix Smasher. You know, like the big punch move. Like he really sucks at all fighters and doesn't like, I don't know. So just. I just wanted to, you know, also clear that up.
Yeah, awesome. But I gotta ask, like, back in those days. Well, first of all, I have to ask this because it's becoming a little hot topic these days. Of the mention of the deceased, rest in peace, T, mentioned from the game community. I would love to hear. That's what I really was asking about this. Do you know about the relationship between Phil and T? And was there? Just tell me what you know about that, and if you know anything.
Yeah, I unfortunately don't know T. And I didn't know, you know, like John Rambo and his other guys, like in the FGC. I'm sure that, you know, if they went to like Evos, I've probably seen them there, but I didn't know them. So, yeah, to be honest with you, I'm like completely oblivious to that. But I did have other detector friends ask me certain questions about Phil from like back in the day. And I had a friend, Deja, and she asked me, did Phil wobble back in the day too, or is that like just a newer thing?
Good
like,
question.
with
Good
his
question.
back?
Great question. Yeah, go ahead.
And I had to confirm, Nerd Josh, he's an old school Connecticut player, and I asked him, yeah, he used to always like walk like that waddle or whatever. So
He did have that. Yes, that's what I want to know. Like, what is seeing? It's so Phil is just odd in every way possible. Was he also odd in that way that back then? Like his social skills, right? Like clearly he has none now. He hasn't interacted with any human on Earth. But back then, was he? Was it all hate for everybody? Did he have friends when you guys went out to food? Did he go with someone? Maybe not your group, obviously, but like, was he talking to people? What was it like?
he had his little group.
Okay.
But I think what I'm seeing from like newer footage and what I remember from back then is like, I don't know, when people get confrontational with him, he just squirms. He just can't handle it. And you see it also too, like when you watch, just trolling DSP, and it's a guy from Mortal Kombat and he brings up Liana, this laggy combos and all this stuff, and starts when people attack him, he squirms. Like he can't handle it. He doesn't know what to do about it. So that's why he has to put himself in this self-controlled bubble environment where everything, all the communication is one way. Can't say anything mean or controversial or anything because I don't like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Like you see it, we see it. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that's definitely always been with him. And it's pretty obviously like it shows right through his skin. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, clearly.
Yeah, and I don't want to take up everyone's time.
Yeah,
but me as a fellow detractor, I'd like to bring up just a couple of points that I think we could all agree on, and then I also I definitely agree on from watching a lot of content. Shout out to all the detractors. I love all the classes of detractors. You know what I was thinking would be cool, Alt Insider?
Yeah.
Is like how they have like a class, Hall of Fame class for every year or era or arc or generation.
Yeah.
There's definitely been a lot of great detractors.
Oh yeah, Hall of Fame.
Came, did their service, and retired. And I don't blame them because it's exhausting watching this fucking boring guy. Just to get a few bits of gold dust out of like an 8-hour day stream. But I mean that would be cool that we recognize. Like maybe you could have them on your show, like a Hall of Fame. It would start with like
back that's
the
cool.
Kojima World Order. Then it was a Tevin era.
Yep.
And then people come and go. And I just wanted to honor everybody for their service.
Awesome.
And the last few points that I wanted to make that I think we can all agree on is that Phil, he's listening to Rich too. Rich's video on him was really spot on. That Phil is in denial that 99% of the people hate him, think his content sucks or whatnot, right? He has this small, less than 1% that egg him on, and they're just like, gosh, I hate to attack them so much, but they're just, I don't know, man. They are dent heads, man. You know what I mean? And some of them are really like literally special needs. And you got the really oddball ones where it might be like OIC that has probably a good job, probably pretty successful, but gets something out of just throwing Phil money. Maybe, I just be, I don't know if you remember, like Warner, like it's like renting a friend. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I pay him money and he likes me and stuff like that, and maybe he just enjoys that acknowledgement. But I really think Phil is also fascinating because he's running a lie and a scam, right? The lie and scam is that he's poor and that he needs money, which has been disproven. Because if you look at the scoreboard, it's like detractors were wrong once, maybe about the escort. I'm not going to count the duty thing because he didn't publish anything, right? And the scoreboard for Phil is like he's been, it's probably 50. I mean, like the scoreboard is like 1 to 50, and he's running this scam and he's milking it until it dies or he dies. You know what I mean? But I guess what's fascinating about it is that he's so shameless that he's okay acting poor on the internet publicly. I met homeless people or panhandlers on the street that have more pride than him. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And guys, one last thing that I just wanted to share and just that I think is fascinating is that, we a lot of us have jobs. We work hard for our money. We're gonna, do something that's worth it with our money because you worked hard for your money, right?
Yeah.
And Phil, he begs hard for his money. I mean, he's streaming, he's asking for money, and he just has like this mega begging endurance, right? Like he could just do it and do it and do it, and then and do nothing meaningful with the money and just like piss it away into a phone game. And I don't know, it's just fascinating to me, and I just I just hope that he keeps on doing what he does so that we have something to laugh at, or a great example of what not to be as far as being a real man or just being a failure. It's the prime example. So, but thank you guys so much for your time, and I'm sorry for
No. Real quick. I got two questions before we let you go.
Go
Jaha.
for it.
You're a legend in many ways. First of all, Jaha, I don't know if you've ever seen Jaha, everyone out in the chat, but he's a very built individual. Very takes care of his body. How often do you power walk? I really need to know this because Phil, how often do you power walk to get this kind of body you have? I mean, it must be pretty intense power walking, right? What are you doing?
Only on the days I shower.
Oh, okay. So only. So what's that? 3 or 4? I don't know.
Oh man.
All right, last question. I want to get it clear here because we kind of burned through it a little bit too fast. I want to make sure we get this.
Yeah,
this story.
I'm sorry about that.
No problem. No, actually, here's a bonus question. Would you mind coming on the show one day on our Sunday show? We just talked to one guest. Would you mind being on that show at some point in the future? Because I want to talk to you way more deep in this. Okay, great.
Definitely, 100%. Man. This Sunday I got to do stuff with the family.
Yeah, sure.
And,
I'll be in touch with you later for sure. But I want to get this one story clear because it's magical, and I don't think everyone quite gets it. So in that one, when Phil was the first time you approached Phil about that 10, the money match. You can only do one part of the money match. Hey, Phil, give us $10. That's cool. The other one, Phil ended up in tears, right? Am I correct on that?
Yeah,
okay.
he was scared to death both instances.
Yeah, so can you please walk us through the second one, right? When he talks about the just explain that story one more time, a little bit more detail, and then I'll let you go. Sorry, I have to hear this.
So this was going on at Evo West. There's a Comic-Con going on during that time.
Mm-hmm.
For context, like how long ago this was, the show Heroes was big at the time. Remember, I went up to that Asian guy. He was talking to somebody. I'm like, hey, my friend wants to take a picture with you. Just walked him to him like he was a nobody because he was this Asian nerd, But I didn't know he was like a big character in that show. Anyway, Mike, he had it set out that like, hey, we're gonna fuck this guy up when we see him, for talking shit.
So this is real quick. So Phil was talking shit on IRC chat, just saying like I'm the best, whatever, blah 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 blah, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that, I'm telling you, that Evo run, like you guys gotta understand. He talks about the big 4 games, it was Marvel, Third Strike, Capcom versus SNK, ST. People cared the least about ST. Do you know what I mean? It's the oldest fucking game there, right? When you look at those games, and it was the oldest fucking game, and he, he learned some broken bullshit about the game, and he had a good run,
mm-hmm.
and then he proclaims himself the best player in America, that placed in that tournament, but that doesn't make you the best, and you got to think about it, like Phil, he may not admit it, but he did that just to be an asshole to piss everybody off, and sure as hell he did.
So it wasn't about being like he got kind of, it wasn't in terms of, hey, I really am the number one player. He kind of said that so people would get the hate from people like that, get people's ire out, right? Okay.
And I can work on I talk to Watson all the time. We're still good friends to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Something that Phil doesn't have.
Nope.
Which is a sad life. But I still talk to Mike, and I can go back and try to get the conversation details of like really what put Mike over the edge. Because I'm kind of like the bodyguard enforcer, like, hey, Mike, you want to go get? Okay, let's go. I'm with you. All
right, so Mike's pissed. You guys are together. You start we're gonna take care of Phil. Who knows what's gonna happen? We're gonna find Phil. Okay.
So when we spot him and we get to a place where there's no cameras and no security or whatever, we round up and Mike steps up to him and I'm there too, and he's like, yo, why are you talking shit? This and that. What the fuck's your problem, dude? You want to do something? Let's do something. And,
okay.
And then you could imagine, Phil just like cowering and just being scared and just, and it just got to the point where like, yo, you feel bad for this guy. And Mike's just like, come on, man, just say sorry then, dude. Like, he's coming up with all these excuses.
Oh, can you imagine? Yeah. So it gets to that point where it's like, all right, you guys you guys are ready to rumble. And it gets to the point where you guys start feeling bad. That's a sad place.
You're like, dude, like, if we, and to this day, I still get a lot of detractors. Man, you should have like beat his ass just to at least have not, get it done in history that one time because he deserves it so much, which I agree with. But it's just, you got to have some honor, man. I can't. I'm a bigger guy and whatever. I've been in fights and military and all this stuff. Don't just go, like if you push a fight where you're just going to destroy the person. It's no honor in that. So, hopefully the detractors can respect me on that.
Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead, Sam, with a question for you.
I wanted to just ask quickly about this encounter, and I think a lot of people want kind of a clarification on it as well. But this same one, in 2007, with Mike Watson, did he? Because this is new to us. Since he did the I think it was the Down the Rabbit Hole React video, he said about saying that he was an alcoholic and actually cried, and we need to know, like, is that something you remember?
I don't really remember him crying, but I do remember him both times just being scared to death, just like cowering and really scared. And it really did the trick. I know we didn't beat his ass, but for the longest time, he never mentioned my name. Like like that Down the Rabbit Hole video was probably the first time that he's actually like even had enough nerve to say our names. Because one of the things that we left off at is like, dude, do not like keep our names out of your mouth. Don't even say my name. Internet, verbal, anything. And it stuck for a long time.
Oh, okay.
For a long time.
Interesting. So he was done with the kind of nonsense of saying like, and what was his like trash talk saying I'm the best, or was there more to it than that? Like I'm better than you at the game, or
he talks like an asshole, calls people idiots and stuff like that. The name calling. And when you start to get to that point, you're like, say that stuff to my face.
Yeah.
Say it to my face and see what happens. When you get to that point, because we're from the streets, man.
Oh, are you from the tough Connecticut streets too, or no?
No. I live right outside of New York. I moved back to the East Coast, but so I'm like right outside of New York and Jersey, and I and then I lived in California for a while. But it's just you don't talk like that in real life, and he would do it behind a screen on the forums, and that was the beauty about the fighting game community, because if you ever wanted to compete and go to the biggest event, you have to come out of the house and go to a tournament physically. And that's where we would, catch people, whenever, we needed to cash in the checks on all the shit talk,
Yeah. That's interesting. So we'll stop it there at this point for this chapter. Jaha is a legend and a very important figure, I guess, in this DSP's history. It's interesting to talk to it, and Jaha has agreed to come on the show in the future, so we can look forward to that. But once again, Jaha, 100%. Thanks so much for your time, my friend.
Love your show, guys. Keep it up, man. And yeah, man. I'll continue to like throw ideas at you too, man. I love that you guys have guests and that you guys have different takes on Phil. Some people hate him, some people find him fascinating, some people just like to point fingers and laugh at him.
Yep.
And I just love that we have different takes and hearing it, and I don't know, that'd be great to like kind of get a little Hall of Fame going, for the different arcs and eras and stuff like that.
I definitely like that idea.
Stuff like that.
I definitely like that idea.
Just throwing ideas at you guys, man. But hey, carry on. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for having me, guys. I love you guys, and salute to all the detractor content creators, Aqua Teal, Duty, like Piece of Peace.
Yep.
It takes a special kind of endurance to fucking sit through a Phil stream, man, because it knocks me right out,
Definitely.
Thank you, guys.
Legend, man. I'll be in touch with you for sure. So I'll be in touch.
Thank you, guys.
Take it easy.
You guys.
Jaha was there. Great stories there from Jaha. A lot to unpack there. We're going to keep the show moving. We're already over time, and I want to get to everyone waiting in the chat because we did make you wait there for Jaha's stories there. We'll see what happens from that. This is nothing. He didn't share anything new, but I like to get the, I know a lot of people in the chat might have heard those stories, and we get a little more details about them for sure. And sorry for talking so much, Sam, but I wanted to get all the questions out and in a fast time. So let's get our next member of chat here, and this is a very interesting person as well. It's nice to have you. The Cult of Hate has entered the call-in show, my friend. Question or comment? Also legend. Yeah, how's it going?
Hey. Tough act to follow.
Yeah. What's your stories from Evo?
Oh yeah, no, I've got no stories like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit autistic, not really, but I have a lot of thoughts to talk about. But I don't want to monopolize the queue here.
No, yeah.
One thing I've been kind of like noticing recently is I think DSP might be coming down with a case of dyslexia or something.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's a bunch of words that he pronounces really weirdly, and he drops like letters completely. So like if you've noticed recently, the way he pronounces YouTube, he just cuts the B off at the end. Month, he just drops the H, so he'll call it month. And funds, he just calls it funds, like drops the D.
Interesting.
And I was just wondering, like, what you guys have, like, if you've noticed that, if you've thought about it at all.
Well, my favorite one is a little bit different vein than that, but the Twitter is my favorite. But yeah, I haven't noticed the missing of letters though, Sam. But I'll let you speak. Maybe I'm.
I have.
Okay, go ahead. Any more to add?
I know. Yeah, I notice one all the time. The when he says with WITH, he takes the H off for some reason.
Yeah.
It's just with you guys. Yeah, I don't know. It might just be like a regional thing. I've always assumed, but I don't know. Maybe there's something more to it. I'm not sure. But it's just another one of his weird quirks, you know.
Yeah,
I'm sure there was another one.
Chad is mentioning successor.
Oh yeah, successor.
yes.
That's a good one. Yeah, accessories. Yeah, that's a good one too. You guys are legends. Snood, a sandwich. Twitter. That's a great one. Blue Blaze mobile game. Chad is legendary as always. That's good.
Yeah, both. That's a good one.
Both. Yeah, both.
Yeah, both.
Yeah. Classic.
The classic fat B.
Yeah. Both. Yeah.
All right, Cultivate, you're a legend. Anything else though, Cult? That was a good comment there for sure.
Yeah, one thing, just very quick. King Chad mentioned about the O-Face that he tried to monetize back on Twitch as an emote. Some people might not remember this. Some of his ironic fans actually managed to get that emote on Twitch. So what they did was they would stream to each other and join each other's stream to get like partnered.
Yeah.
And then they'd upload just like that emote, and they'd join each other's channel. And then when they were in DSP's chat, they would post that emote in his chat, and he'd see it, and like you could see the salt just like flowing, and he couldn't say anything about it.
Awesome.
I did have a theory about that,
Okay.
about how or why it wasn't allowed, and I just thought it was something as simple as calling it O-Face. I figured they might just have banned those words.
Makes sense.
And you know,
yeah.
and that lends a bit of credence to that theory. If you know, if other people have had it allowed, then they probably just named it like nothing, you know, just anything. Because really it's just a face, you know. Why would it get sort of picked up by any kind of, you know, automated system? I don't think it's automated, but you know, why would anyone pick up on it unless they knew the you know, the context?
That's
exactly.
Big ups to those people that did that. That's some good ops there. I approve of those ops for sure. But all right, Colt, I'll let you go, my friend. Thanks so much for calling your first call in. I hope to hear you again, my friend.
Thanks, guys. Yep. See ya.
Legend. And thanks so much for Ludwig Van World Order for a super chat saying, now, yeah, that's true. Great point there. Phil says that all the time now. Keep my name out of your mouth. You know, I wonder if he picked that up from Jaha himself. That's pretty interesting. Caught there. And I'll do a mental celebratory bubble blow for your super chat there, my friend. Awesome. Let's get to the next call here, and we're gonna get through all the calls. Don't worry, my friends. I know we made you wait longer than usual, but Aaronax, question or comment? Hopefully I said your name correctly, by the way.
Yeah, it's okay.
Cool.
Hey guys, so I was thinking about Phil's money. I live in a country where people makes, like, I think CEO of the big companies can't make the money that Phil's make. But he's so good on downplaying these things. You look at him, you don't think that he's got this money. I know he's like probably don't make this money, like, because the WWE champions and all, but he makes a lot.
Oh yeah.
And that's I think it's one of his strengths, that he can believe in something so much, so he will make this a reality for all of us. Because I think he's thinking about himself, that he's not lying. I think that he's not lying about the money. I think he really believes in it.
Yeah.
You can't live in this fantasy for this much time in his house and like his wife and his cat, and you can't live there and live in this reality and tell the people every day, I don't have money, I don't have money, I don't have money. And you can't live and don't believe in this thing. But I think it's his strength and his I don't know what his downfall, I guess,
Well,
because he believes in his lies.
Oh yeah. I mean, think about this. This is what I always say. If I give you money for doing something, you're probably going to keep doing that thing, right? And Phil now has years of getting money for doing this certain thing. And that certain thing is feigning financial distress, even though he might really be a financial distress in his mind. I do think you're right on that. He does believe he is financially distressed. However, he is self-inflicted financial distress, which is not the same thing, even though Phil reminds you or wants you to believe it is, right? So that's the key point to remember, everybody, is that his financial distress, everybody, I'm talking to people in his chat, not you legends in our chat. Everyone in Phil's chat, I want you to remember that he is getting into this financial distress himself. If you still don't believe he plays WB Champions, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's just, you are choosing not to believe. But Sam, I'll let you. Any other comments there?
Not really, but just that, you know, he definitely he lies so much that he ends up believing it. Yeah, he can lie. Yeah, Reaper, there you go. He can lie himself into a new truth. Is perfectly.
Yep, nice.
You know how it can be summed up.
Great way to say it there. Yep. Aaron, anything else, buddy?
Yeah, nothing much, but love your content, love your work, guys. So keep it up.
You are a legend, my friend. That was a great call. Hope to hear you again.
Thanks.
You are a great legend. That was an awesome call and good point there for sure. I'm gonna say anyone else that joins the call, we're not gonna the chat room is now closed. So I know you're still allowed to join it, but if you do join it, we aren't gonna get to your call. Everyone else in the chat, there's 4 more people in the chat. I'm gonna end it on that note, and we have a legendary caller here coming at us. And I definitely want to get his thoughts on what has happened today. What a show it's been. 1K hype show. We still haven't even revealed who's going to come on this Sunday. Click Bait Wrestling in the house. How you feeling, my friend?
What it do, people? What it do?
What you got for us today?
First off, if there's going to be a Hall of Fame, Jaha should be the inaugural inductee because he's the original detractor. He had Phil salty way back when. So if anyone's getting in the Hall of Fame first, it should be Jaha.
I'm down.
Also, the whole situation with in the PC, again, I feel that whole baby man rant was basically because, and I think I've said this before in this show, which fucked up the PC scam.
Mm-hmm.
It up.
Yep.
Talked, which is weird that Phil gets mad. It's like it's his PC. He has the right to talk about whatever. It's his. He's doing you the favor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Phil logic. The question I really had for you guys, something you can chew on. I don't know if y'all talked about it, but with Wings getting sent to Ban World.
Yep.
How soon before Wings trolls start infiltrating Phil's chat?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I'm kind of surprised we haven't talked about Wings yet on the show. Just so much has happened, but I agree that's a great question. My thoughts are,
how will Phil?
Well, you know how Phil's going to handle it. Not well. I think he's going to be just. I've always dealt with this already. I already dealt with everything like they can do. I don't know what else they can do with me. I think that's what he's going to say with. That's what he'll say. But I think really, do you literally think that the Wings trolls are going to come for Phil? Because I think they're a different breed, personally.
They're a different breed, but Phil's the type of person that will raise their ire because he can't help himself.
Yes.
Like he'll try to ingratiate them because he might see money coming. But once he starts to see that they're just here to troll, he'll make a declaration, and then that will just fuel them more. Because we see how they do with Wings. They go for the jugular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't mess around. No messing around.
Yeah, detractors are just hitting there with kid gloves and passing out receipts. They're going for the throat.
Yep.
I'm saying Wings got a real job, and they made him lose that. So what's that tell you? They playing for keeps. I don't think Phil is mentally equipped to handle what they're gonna do if they show up on his stream.
Mm-hmm. And I
wanted to know what you guys thought about that.
Sam, I'll let you go. I'll let you talk. What are your thoughts on that, Sam? I'm interested.
Well, I always wonder about that, like why Phil seems to be kind of almost let off lightly. I know that sounds a bit strange to say, but like compared to the sort of thing that happens to Wings, I always wonder like why that is. I mean, someone might be able to tell me. I don't know, but I can't imagine that. You know, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that if Wings isn't around, who they're going to go to. And it's, Phil just, I guess he needs to kind of watch himself a bit, really.
I guess. I mean, my question for you, Clickbait, is I don't know how much you know about Wings, but why does Wings get worse, in my opinion, worse trolling than Phil? Because they both done fucked up shit, but I think, in my mind, DSP's way worse. But what do you think?
I think Wings with his trolls is that he tries to be like diplomatic, like I'm gonna meet you halfway and like try to converse with them. And when he does, it's the DSP syndrome when they bring things that he has done in the past, just owning up and going, yeah, I fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing what about this? What about that? And like these locals don't seem to understand, like people are holding you accountable for shit you said or done. Then y'all sit there and try to talk around it like, no, you say the age of consent is 12. People are gonna have problems with that.
Oh yeah. That's for sure.
And when you sit there and dance around it, or you say I talk black because I was around black people are gonna have a problem with that.
I mean,
when you sit there and dance around that issue, yeah, you're asking for them to just go a little bit harder because you're sitting there outwardly trying to deflect the situation instead of just addressing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Wings trolls do what they do, because I've listened to him talk to his trolls and they basically said, listen, you want us to stop? Get off the internet.
So
Eve, don't come back.
So I wonder then if we're making a lolcow playbook here, the play is to just do what Phil's doing, not. I mean, he just denies everything, basically, right? Is that
Let's not do what Phil's doing, but I'm saying, like, I think what would make Wings trolls go harder on Phil is the fact that because Phil has curated his stream and his chat a certain way,
yeah,
they're gonna get thrown off. Because, like I said, Wings would just let him on, let him troll tip, because he knew they was gonna, hit him with chargebacks.
Mm-hmm.
So, he tried to be diplomatic, not realizing that's not what they came here for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They just here strictly to sabotage you. And like I said, because Phil has curated his streams, he might not be able to get on the streams and troll them. But like I said, these are Wings trolls. They go extra.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna find
out. They've doxed Wings. They go extra. And like I said, I don't think Phil is mentally ready to handle that. Like I said, he thinks what we do is harassment. Shit, let them Wings trolls get up in that ass.
On that note, I think we're gonna Clickbait. Great call as always, my friend. I'm gonna let you go now, but thanks so much for your call, my friend.
One final word.
Go ahead.
One final word.
You got it.
And I've been saying this, everyone out there listening, all you detractors and trolls, troll tipping. Cut that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, stop it. No troll tipping.
I hope everyone in this chat knows that, by the way. I hope we have a lot of great mix
Some
of people
special ones in the group. You know who you are if you're out there troll tipping. I don't care if it's $1. It's $1 too much.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yes.
Feed the delusions.
That being said, team, and Sam, I'm speaking for you, Amir, kind of speaking for you. We fully endorse that. No tip is good in any way, so don't do that. Thank you, Clickbait. You are a legend.
Cheers.
There he is, Clickbait. Clickbait always that. He also has been a caller for every single show, I believe. We have 3 more calls to get to. We are going to get to them now. Another repeat caller, a legend known as Stray Beans. Are you there? Sorry to keep you waiting, Stray Beans. Question or comment, go.
Howdy.
Well, how's it going? Question or comment, my friend?
Hey. Yeah, I was just thinking about Phil's rants and his legacy. And there's like a little bit of a self-report in that most recent rant against Rich, where he talks about the days of Milk and Honey on Netflix, on YouTube, not Netflix. Yeah. He told the story where he went out and got a sandwich and ate the sandwich and made $200, and then 3 minutes later he's like, "But I want to be known for my legacy of great content." And it's like, Phil, what the fuck, man? Just think about what you're saying for 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's really just my comment today.
But as always, good stuff, Stray Beans. Go ahead.
One odd thing is Phil snorting less. He seems to be snorting way less than back in the day.
Ooh, that is a spicy meatball. Sam, what do you think?
Oh,
Chat, what
I
do you
don't think I'm
think?
qualified to answer that.
Me
to be
too, me
honest.
too, me too. I watch too much clips. I don't watch enough raw Phil. I can't handle raw.
Yeah.
So it's tough. But chat, maybe you know, and you can answer Stray Beans. Stray Beans, good question there. We're gonna get an answer to that from the chat, not from us.
Yeah, no worries, guys.
You are a legend. Thanks, Stray Beans.
Thanks, man.
Good stuff as always from the Beans. Let's see if the chat can answer that because I just don't know. To me, it sounds comparable. He's not like he's trying to not do it as much. I don't think, but we're gonna get to our next caller here. Another repeat caller. So many repeat callers. You guys are all legends. Thanks so much for being here. We are getting closer to the end and the reveal of 2 more people that are going to be on the show this weekend. Meth Bear, question or comment? Go for it.
Hey everybody, and oh yeah, Phil, just one thing. Job твою мать. Мне не пизди твои проблемы. Сука, блядь. Okay, so first off, one of the things I'd like to comment is Phil's talking about his 3,000.
Yep.
That we all know it's BS, but I mean, if you just look up, anytime somebody tried to do a chargeback up against Phil, his main reaction was, it was overreaction.
Mhm.
So if somebody stepped on his new AF1s, he'd cut their head off,
Yeah.
and in retaliation. So if and this is a guy who was tracking every penny, and in the time leading up to the time when the bank leaks broke, he on his streams, he was begging, but he was calm as a Hindu cow. There was nothing. You just saw no reaction. There was no distress. Any time in which he says, I got a charge back, the money was in limbo, okay, hadn't been officially taken yet, and he would go on and he would just like, God, what was it? He was just ripping apart Tutankhamun for months afterwards, like he was a scorned lover, like he was Tutankhamun just broke up with him or something, and which basically, in Phil's mind he did, but and furthermore, it's in Washington. A theft of that amount is a Class B felony. It could be up to 10 years in prison. Plus, you're looking at identity theft. You're looking at bank fraud, wire fraud. So if he went to the police and said, somebody broke in, he actually said, I went to the cops and I said, look at all this money that was taken. And they said, oh, well, you can't do anything about it. Sorry. Just go away. You're looking at probably 4 or 5 felonies.
Yeah.
Right there. That could be 10 years, 15, 20 years in prison. They would do something about that. They would investigate, because that would be a nice collar for them to get right there. And it's just one of those, it's just like another thing that we all know that it's BS, but you just look at everything around it, and it's a bunch of nonsense. And also discussing people were discussing his speech patterns. There's actually something called aphasia.
Okay.
And in which you can there's different types. You can either mix up words, or you can drop letters or slur your words. And alcohol abuse can be a cause of it. And that could be something short term, just by you slurring your words and everything. But considering Phil was getting drunk on YouTube in his early videos in 2008.
Definitely, yep.
Yeah, so, and he's been doing that probably close to daily for the past 14 years. He's probably been getting pretty close to hammered every day, or at least having a drink or 2 a day.
Yeah.
I would suspect heavily that he's suffered some form of brain damage from the heavy drinking like that, at least liver damage, definitely. I mean, he's probably got cirrhosis and fatty liver, like just that's probably going to cause him major problems here in the coming future, and he's going to start looking old, a lot older, because I've seen people who get into heavy drinking, it's more likely women, but even in 2 years of like good heavy drinking, people would be like, how old was that photo? It can really start affecting you, and it will with him, and it's probably just going to lead to more lulls, but he did it to himself. So that's really all I got.
All very possible thoughts there. I mean, it's possible to know how much he's really drinking. Who knows? I know sometimes on that night show, that really opened my eyes with that Super Mario Brothers 2, with the second stream he did in the night stream. I showed you Sam. I was like, wow, he's not okay, and he already looks older than he is. I mean, let's get real. He doesn't look like he's 40 years old. So
no, he doesn't. Yeah, and he doesn't even smoke, and that's one of the things that usually hits you a lot harder is smoking. And but there's been a number of night streams in which he comes along and he's just sunken, and he's looking like that long neck, cartoon of Phil with the square head. You know the one I'm talking about, with like the really long neck that's sort of like the ET looking Phil, and he's just sort of like just not into it, and if I wish we could have like a 4K camera so that we could see nystagmus and see his eyes are vibrating. That would be that's a good tell that you've been consuming alcohol, is if your eyes aren't sitting still in your head. So
that would be something good. All good thoughts there. Definitely
All
possible. Right. But I'll let you go here, Meth Bear. Thanks for your call, my friend.
Cool. All right.
All right. We are ready for one final call. We have been here for the longest show ever in history, and our final caller is now here. I'm going to say, sadly, for the voice messages, we're going to get to the voice messages next week. I think it's got to be, my friends. We'll be here till midnight. As you can hear, my cat is ready for the show to end, ready for food. We have to listen to the animal here. So we're going to do one last call here. Ryback, Two-Back, Drake. Question or comment, go ahead.
So I was just here. I was here. I have to make this quick, but I noticed this on my last stream. He always asks his fans for a favor, and I'm starting to see, when is the favor gonna be paid back? Like it's every single time. They just he always says, but I picked it up just. So is he gonna do like a favor stream? Like, oh, I'm not gonna beg for money. There's one stream. No, it's just dumb how he thinks of it like that.
Yeah. It's. I agree. He's always asking for stuff. He never gives. Well, he claims he's giving with his great content, right? Right, Sam? Would you agree with that?
I would say here's the thing too. Like if he did do what I just said, he would probably make it like far in between. Like it'd be like 8 months. I'll do one, and it'd be like a 2-hour chill stream, and just barely play the game and end on the dot.
Awesome, right back. Good stuff there, and yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, we're running out of stuff to say, but you're not wrong.
Thank you. While it's still slow at work, thank you for having me on.
You're a legend. Thanks so much, my friend. You are a legend, and I'll let you go on that
Thanks,
note.
man.
Let us know. Okay, Sam, I'm going to do this quickly. Bring the hype.
Go for it.
2 people coming in on this weekend. 1K sub. Remember, the show this weekend, by the way, on Sunday is starting at noon, which will give us extra time to go longer if we choose. If we don't choose, if it's a train wreck, we might end it early anyway. We're going to see. We're going to start at noon so we have extra time to hopefully get that, because that is a lot of detractors in voice chat, and but it's going to be cool. I promise it's going to be cool. Would you agree, Sam? Get these people excited. Go ahead.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. Yeah. I think it's going to be better for everyone in chat than it might be for us. It's certainly good. I think I'm going to be stressing, to be honest, because I've chosen to try and kind of organize it all technically.
Yeah.
But no, don't keep them waiting. Let's find out who's on.
Yeah, so we're definitely trying to we're trying to make it epic. That's all I can say. We have a list of 8 people coming right now. We're trying to get more. We're going to find out how it's going to be. But I'll say 2 names that I'm going to reveal today are going to be the person that knows about the business of lolcows. She is a great member of the tractor community, always dropping the knowledge, and her name is Brittany Gates. She's going to be joining us on Sunday. Also, don't want to stop there. The man known for his legendary rants. A man with a name made of 2 animals. Has been on the show before. His name, Ravens Dolphin, is also going to be here. And that is going to be pretty hype, my friends. So Brittany and Ravens Dolphin are confirmed for this Sunday. And there's more people to be announced, my friends. Can you believe it? More people. We've already announced 6 people. There's going to be more. So stay tuned for that. What a show it's been, right? Look about this. We had Jaha popping in, dropping the great stories, a lot of great questions, a lot of great comments from a lot of regulars, a lot of new people, and our first super chats. We're on our way to becoming Phil before your eyes. We got the taste of super chats. Soon we're going to be having the hat goal, the glasses goal, all kind of goals are coming in. I'm just kidding. That's not going to happen. But Sam, any final words here for the beautiful legends in chat?
No, just thanks for everyone for tuning in, and Sunday. Be there. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. And everyone asking about who I reached out for, I promise I've reached out for people. Some people you've mentioned, and they might be there. They might not, but they might be there. So just, you never know what's going to happen on Sunday, my friends. I've reached out to a lot of people, and I'll let you know what happens. You'll find out what happens on Sunday. But until then, I got to get out of here. Thanks so much. Sam, you're a legend. Chat, you're a legend. Everybody's a legend. So I'll see you on Sunday.
Meerkat's a legend.
Meerkat's a legend. He was awesome to be on the show. I got to get out of here. I talk too much. Chat, you're awesome. See you on Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, noontime, in other words. See you on Sunday. Bye.
See you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Phil's day off.
What's up, Piggy? Let's get it started.
Big up Meerkat.
It's my day off. Might leave the camera on and jerk off. It's my day off. Spend money on posing dumb shit. It's my day off. Might go out with my bitch wife. Can't give me money today. Give me money today.
This is where my fucking money goes to every month. Garbage dump, grocery shopping, pay my taxes, pet store, pay my bills, blowing his money on mobile games, blowing his money on this and that. I'm spending all this money buying DoorDash for my business. I need to put disgusting food in the mouths of my family members. Obviously, I need tips. Yes, I spend money on mobile games. Okay? These are my life priorities. Pay my taxes.
It's my day off. Might leave the camera on and jerk off. It's my day off. Spend money on posing dumb shit. It's my day off. Might go out with my bitch wife. Can't give me money today.
Obviously, I need tips.
Give me money today.
This is where my fucking money goes to every month.
Shout out to the Trump.